Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the Wire, playoff basketball.
We back, baby. We back. Full squad again for the second episode in a row. I'm so proud of all of us for making it here on time and also not being sick right now because it feel like we missing one person every single episode.
No. We staying healthy over here.
Okay.
Being fit.
Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. If you're listening on audio platforms, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. If you're on the YouTube channel, go to your audio platform, the Spotify, this Apple Podcasts, and pre-download those episodes and help us get those numbers up because at the end of the year, our contract is up, and the more downloads and views, the better
We look.
Which means we make more money. And
Yeah,
that's why we do
this next time around is for my unborn.
I'm thinking 9 figures personally.
I was thinking 11.
Oh, damn.
My kid
The
is
more the
going to,
merrier.
Yeah, I
my
guess
kid
so.
is going to college off this next one.
Oh, damn.
For real, it's bigger than me. But where y'all want to start with? Last time we was here was Saturday. We had my Knicks playing.
Mm-hmm.
Your Lakers played.
We have multiple 3-1 leads.
I said the last time we was here. We gonna get to everything.
I was just talking about what we got now. Like,
Yeah. But we gotta talk about what has happened
you're right.
because we ain't been here since what Saturday. So we had Saturday games, Sunday games, Monday night games.
Mhm.
So we got 3 days of games, and you're right. We have series look crazy. The last time we was here, the Nuggets were up 2-1,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to go 3-1.
Mhm.
That series is now 2-2. My Knicks had it tied up. We're now down 3-1, and your Lakers were 1-1, and y'all up 3-1 now. So
A lot has happened.
Saturday is Laker game. Well, I could start with my Knicks game real quick. That Saturday was not worth even mentioning or talking about. We got our ass kicked. We played like a soft ass team. That's just what happens. You get embarrassed on the road against a team with a lot of heart, a lot of soul, and Saturday was embarrassing. I don't even think I finished watching that game.
I fell asleep on that game.
Yeah,
I genuinely fell asleep, woke up, it was fourth quarter, they're still down by 20, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
literally embarrassing.
Never even wanted to go back to
Yeah.
rewatch what I missed. It just
It's like they're getting a
ended that
taste
way.
of their own medicine. Like what they did to the Cavs last series. It's like that's happening to them in this series.
And it just happened like that. Like
Yeah.
it's been like 3 days since the Cavs series ended. It feels like, and it's a totally different Knicks team. And you kind of saw that in the regular season, right? They go on a 7-game win streak and then lose 5 in a row. Just like the identity gets shifted. And I thought, if I remember correctly, when Shams was here, we was trying to predict these series and stuff. And I think I picked the Knicks just because they had the depth and they looked so damn good in that first one that I was like, in that first series, I was like, okay, the Miami Heat on a nice little run, but I do trust the Knicks a little bit more. It's 3-1, man. It don't feel like a 3-1 that we should be talking, oh, can the Knicks come back? Because you talk about these post-game pressers after last game where Julius Randle saying maybe they wanted more. The body language, he's like the king of when I'm having a good game, I'm going to show it in my body. If I'm having a bad game, I'm not. It don't feel like this team got it, man. Don't feel like they got it.
I mean, the Heat are packing the paint. They're living with a lot of these threes. Jalen Brunson, they was talking about his ankle could be affecting his long-range jumper. Josh Hart has not been finding his shot. So they're missing a lot of threes. Now, honestly, I feel like that's kind of the discrepancy. Both the teams are fighting, honestly. It's coming down to a lot of, the other game wasn't that close, but a lot of these games are coming down to it. And I feel like it's just 1 or 2 plays that's giving that edge, and feel like the threes, honestly.
And Max Strus.
Yeah,
Max
the
Strus
Max
is shooting
Strus threes
the ball
was clutch.
crazy this series.
The role players for Miami are stepping it up.
Yeah, and that's
And
not something that I really would have thought would have happened. I felt like the New York Knicks role players would have outplayed the Miami Heat role players, but it's honestly like the flip side because you really wouldn't expect this from the Heat. This team on paper does not look anywhere near as talented as the Knicks, but they're just being outworked and guys are just playing hard and they just making the right plays all the time. And I think that's really the determining factor of this game. And I think Julius Randle himself is being contained to a level that you wouldn't expect.
Why wouldn't you expect it?
I mean, I'll not say I wouldn't expect it, but I feel like he could play better than this. Bam Adebayo's doing a great job, and they're doing a good job.
Are you surprised that Bam is locking him up and he's having troubles?
No,
Okay.
I was just about to mention.
I also like that Spo sometimes randomly throw double teams at him. Like they're not just doubling him all the time; they're like making him think about the game too. And I feel like that's the best way to play when you randomly throw double teams at guys. Kind of throw them off their rhythm a little bit.
And I remember them doing that in the regular season. And I remember we were winning, or we won the game, and I went on Twitter and I talked about how he had that. That worries me, gives me concerns. And I was getting into it with Knicks fans because it was like, hey, in the playoffs it's gonna be different, and we won the game anyway. And here it is, you're bringing it up as a problem. It's disappointing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a conflicted fan right now because anytime you go into the season, what you hope for and you wish for is that your team has a better year this year than the previous year. That's all you really want. But the thing about players and a lot of the players that are on the Knicks, what they don't realize is that this shit is not guaranteed. And for us to be in this position where we handled the talented Cleveland Cavaliers, and it made me think we were grimy, we were tough, we were physical, we were, gritty. I don't think that. I think the Cavs were a little softer, and I think they were just a little younger in the experience of playoff basketball, and we were able to take advantage. But I don't believe that we tough no more. It's like if you go somewhere, if you at school, let's just take it back to high school or middle school, or you at school and you see a dude beat somebody up, you're like, damn, he can fight. And then you see him fight somebody else and he get his ass whooped. It's like, oh, no, he never could fight. That dude he fought just couldn't fight at all. That's what the Knicks look like right now. We beat up on the Cavs. It's like, oh, they got hands. They can fight. Mm-hmm. And now we're fighting somebody who actually knows how to fight, and they whipping our ass. So we didn't really know how to fight. We just beat up on a team that had no experience in fighting at all. Yeah. And I'm conflicted because you want to be happy, and it's like, oh, it's been a great season. But at the same time, when you beat the Cavs, like I was saying, you have the Bucks. You have the Bucks out. Giannis is out. You play against Miami Heat, who's no slouch at all, which is why they beat the Bucks, but they're missing Tyler Hero. And now it's like, oh, I had people tweeting me while we were still in the Cavs series, like, man, y'all gonna be able to go to Eastern Conference Finals. They ain't got Tyler Hero, blah, blah, blah. And we down 3-1. Mm-hmm. And there's no fight. I'm fine with losing as long as it's respectable. I tell Mike that all the time on 2K with my team when we play. I'm like, hey, I don't mind that you beat me. I just hate when 2K make it to where you got to beat me by fucking 27 when it was just a 7-point game. But that fast to run is just uncontrollable. I can't do anything right. That's what I feel like in real life as well. If Jimmy Butler had 50, I'd be like, man, we
tip your cap.
I put a parlay in, and I thought, man, this shit gonna hit. Because all I needed was like Jimmy Butler to get 30 points. Everything else was hit. And like, I try to plan it out. Like, do a little scenario what could happen in the game. And I'm like, this is gonna happen, and everything hit. All I need was Jimmy Butler to get 30. I'm like, he gotta close it out. Ain't no way the Knicks gonna not let him. Ain't no way he not gonna have to close it out against the Knicks because they gonna fight back.
Yeah.
It was Max Strus. It's the other player. Bam Adebayo, I've been talking shit about as a recent. He had a great game.
He did.
He had a great game. Offensively, defensively, he was everywhere.
He did.
He's rolling really hard to the rim, and I love that. He's definitely getting to the rim and finishing. And I think that's one of the best things he could do. Use his size and be physical. And I think Mitchell Robinson's kind of not been the same Mitchell Robinson we saw in the first round. So all that kind of has come to, and then Josh Hart. Josh Hart isn't having that same impact that he had last round. So everything that happened last round that you saw them really fighting and being gritty, none of that shit is there no more.
I'm loving it from Josh Hart because I don't think Josh Hart wavers. I have a problem with a lot of guys on our team, and Mitchell Robinson is one of them because Mitchell Robinson is a guy who can go out there and look disinterested, have no effort, no fight.
Like stuff on Twitter.
It's just he liked something recently today.
No,
I'm
just saying in
general.
Me off.
But him, Julius Randle, sometimes RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, we got cool guys. I don't fuck cool. I swear, if y'all ever get the chance or y'all ever interested, this is even for the people at home, go back and rewatch the game. Watch the condensed 9 minutes. And just watch only the Heat buckets and see a lot of the shit that's going on. A lot of the times it's just poor effort. And I get it. You're a basketball player. It happens when you're tired and shit. But when you got your back against the wall on the roll and you're in the game, we were in the game. We were there. We only lost by 7-8 points. We were there. There was points and times where it was a 3-point swing or we was cutting it into 5 or 7 point. We were right there in arm's reach.
Y'all can never get over the hump either.
And you got guys, Jalen Brunson, who you went to Villanova. I know you taught how to play basketball the right way. Why are you launching out on closeouts to Caleb Martin? Kyle, Quentin Grimes, you're a basketball prodigy who went to Kansas, went to Houston, and played for Coach Sampson. I know you know how to close out properly. We're launching at guys blindly, and they just take a step, settle themselves, and knock it while you flying by. I seen that happen 3 times in one quarter. Julius Randle launch out, nonchalantly and get driven, and Caleb Martin is putting motherfuckers on a
I've
poster
seen
again.
a lot of that. Yeah.
How many how many possessions were these motherfuckers got?
In
3
the
to
fourth
4
quarter,
shots?
there was like 3 possessions in a row where they gave up offensive rebound. There was one where they got 4 shot attempts just because the Knicks didn't have the effort, and then you got Caleb Martin just coming in and getting the board, and a long rebound. Kyle Lowry got one. It's like, man,
Kyle Lowry got that because R.J. Barrett didn't bark. R.J. Barrett is like 4 or more inches taller than him, and he couldn't box him out because of effort. There's a viral clip of your boy talking to his AAU team. He said the one thing we not gonna coach in this motherfucker is effort.
Yep.
Damian Lillard said, I ain't coaching no motherfuckers on effort. That's the one thing we ain't coaching. You're going to be coached every minute while you're here in this camp, while you're in a hotel, while you're on the court, off the court. You always going to be coached, but we not coaching effort because that's some shit that's just there, especially when you're down 2-1 in Miami, knowing when you go back home down 3-1, it's a big odds that y'all going y'all ass home. But you could tie it here, retake home court advantage, and just win at home. But no, y'all motherfuckers don't want to play Tom Thibodeau. You want to keep playing these bum ass motherfuckers. I hate that. What you do previously don't matter unless you're a star. If you ain't Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, if you ain't them motherfuckers that type level, what you do right now is what I'm looking at. So Quentin Grimes, if you ain't doing shit, sit the fuck down, please. Miles McBride is in the fucking game. Why? It's not the time. Put Derrick Rose in this bitch. Put Fournier in this motherfucker.
On some real shit.
I need some niggas who got some shit to
I was
prove.
thinking that with Derrick.
I'm so tired of seeing Isaiah
When
Hartenstein on the
I've
floor.
I ain't gonna lie, we haven't got a Pierre Knicks rant in a very long time.
These
so,
motherfuckers,
they been playing well.
yeah, there's no reason. Hasn't been a reason to.
When I seen Miles McBride, I was thinking about Derrick Rose, and all I could think about is him checking in the game with no accessories
no
on.
accessories. No accessories. Yeah, like motherfuckers just out there playing like straight bums. And they're not bums. That's why I'm obviously upset. And then you got this cool ass motherfucker on the other side of the court. Eric Spoelstra just can do no wrong. I love and hate him. Only reason I have any hate is because he's beating my Knicks ass. He's just so cool. He got the bum ass bench, if we being honest. And
Yes,
he's putting them
does.
all in positions to thrive. These motherfuckers are just thriving.
Hayward Highsmith?
Hayward Highsmith, while we got a 17-point lead, you go in there and get some run, and Jimmy, you come sit down. Like, literally gauging the game smart. And it's not astronomical. That shit Thibs wouldn't do. We'd have a 22-point lead. Julius Randle was out there.
He would still be in the game.
And then when they make their comeback that every team in the playoffs probably will do, now Julius Randle is fucking tired and he's hitting the tip of the rim because he has no legs. Just simple shit like that. Emmanuel Quickly, you out with an ankle sprain? Really? Really? This is the time? Really? An ankle fucking sprain, bro, and you ain't got no boot on? Oh, man.
In his defense, y'all ain't missing him too much. He hasn't done shit this playoffs.
He at least could have hit some of them threes.
Shout out to Knicks Click. Let me read y'all this. Julius Randle now has the 5th lowest field goal percentage in playoff history through his 2 runs, the worst since 1954.
Damn.
Less than after a decade of the league's creation. Only players under 40% since 2000 are Dylan Brooks and D'Angelo Russell, who are both 4% better than Randle. Yeah. Every Knick except Josh Hart, plus 2 points per game, is averaging less points in the playoffs than the regular season. Quickly has had 6 points, 10% field goal percentage, 13 field goal percentage from 3, subtracted from his regular season averages.
Look, his averages this series alone, 9 points per game, 35% from the field, 18% from 3. Emmanuel Quickly.
Grimes has also shot an abysmal 30% field goal percentage and 17% throughout his shoulder injury. I don't give a fuck. Those are his.
Who's that from?
Man.
Knicks Click.
On Instagram?
Yes.
That's our guy, right?
Yeah, ain't this Clicks?
Yeah, shout out to Click.
Some
big numbers for you, Clicks. I ain't know you had the basketball
he
reference
be running
shit.
this shit very smooth.
I know.
The Knicks are you followed him?
No, but I know that's what he was doing way before you too.
I'm just the Knicks' only 3-point shooter above league average right now is Josh Hart. Everybody else but R.J. Barrett and Obi is shooting under 30.
I don't even know how. Now that one just threw me off because I was looking at Josh Hart's stats, not the whole playoffs. I don't know if that's covering the whole playoffs or
just covering the whole playoffs.
Okay, because this series he's shooting 25% from 3.
Randle's stats have dropped from 25, 10, and 4 on 46% and 34 from 3 to 15, 8, and 4 on 34% from the field and 23% from 3.
That's terrible.
Shout out to Bam.
Yeah,
Shout out to Bam, but also Julius Randle. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And his body language is terrible.
Yeah.
Like KB mentioned. it's a lot of guys, the great ones, or I don't even want to say the great ones, but it's a lot of guys like Devin Booker. I don't think you would know if Devin Booker is winning or losing.
Yeah,
Because
Devin Booker seems very very steady.
He's gonna
Julius
do that
Randle,
and keeping
But he
people
does,
heads up.
he does show a little emotion, but
No,
he's
no,
not
no.
like Julius.
Showing
Yeah,
emotion
yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
But he gonna show emotion whether he's up or Julius Randle has like a demeanor thing. We're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're
He
losing.
out of it. He caught that.
They're losing. You feel me? They're losing. He barely want to shake a motherfucking hand. He arguing about dumb shit. Like it's so frustrating because it's right there, and I don't know the next time the Knicks will be in a position to have an Eastern Conference Finals run.
It was right there. The pathway when the Bucks got out is right there for y'all.
What do you think will be the next move for y'all this offseason?
I need a big move.
It's the big one.
I need a big move.
They got the assets for it.
I need a big move. Obi Toppin, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly, you gotta go. RJ Barry, you gotta go. I'm them three and with some draft equity and get me the guy. I need one of them ones. If not, then bring their ass back. But I need one of them ones, man. I need what Julius Randle cannot be a top player on a play. He just doesn't have it. He has talent. I don't want to disrespect. He got talent, but he don't have. Julius Randle is not a guy that says, okay, I'm shooting 30% this series, my shot not falling, bam, locking me up. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna have 14 rebounds this game.
And I also feel like his comments after the game was a little disheartening because, like, I feel like in the heat of a playoff series, you never be like, oh yeah, they just wanted more.
Yeah.
I just feel like you never say that.
And
That's
it's
what you
also
said at the end.
yeah, they just wanted it. And it's also obvious.
Yeah.
Thanks. We can tell because you're only getting 8 rebounds a game when you was averaging 10. So you definitely don't want it, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, you don't look at a team that's outplaying. You be like, yeah, they just wanted more.
And you know what that tells me, Darrick, as
What?
a Knicks fan? What game? That was his game 5.
Yeah, he's defeated already. Like he's mentally
That was
defeated.
game 4.
That was game 4.
Yeah.
Game 5, we're done. Yeah, because he's already lost
mentally,
in his mind.
yeah, mentally, if you're not in it, it's hard.
They wanted more, really.
And Jimmy Butler is the type of guy that he gonna smell blood.
and like I said, Jimmy Butler didn't even work that hard. I
And
feel like
we didn't even
last
mention his
game.
ankle injury.
Yeah,
We could be up in this bitch so comfortable. We win game 1 and do what we're supposed to do. Beat the team that we're better than. Game 2, he's injured. So we just handle that ass.
and y'all let him play with a broken ankle. I mean, not broken ankle, bro, but a hurt ankle.
That's crazy. That would be crazy.
In game 2, this is going to feel like a sweep if we lose this next game because we barely beat them in game 2 without him.
You know, the Garden ain't that
And
much of
shit,
a home court.
if I'm being honest, if I'm just being honest, as unbiased as possible, we won because of some poor reffing. They gave us an advantage when they said that it was a shot clock violation to skint the rim.
Yeah.
You know, it was some questionable
Yeah.
calls down the stretch of game 2 that I'm gonna be honest about. I don't give a fuck. Knick fans are, oh, man, why are you saying that? It's the truth. I don't give a fuck. I don't like Knick fans, so I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Argue with me.
I love Pierre today, bro.
I'm just 100. I always say I don't fuck with Knick fans. The same way I don't fuck with Laker fans. The only exception that Knick fans have is that I like the Knicks. But if I wasn't a Knick fan, I would talk shit about the Knicks the same way I talk shit about the Lakers, the Bulls, and the Blazers, and the fucking Suns, Nuggets, and all the other 29 teams that's in the league. Because I prefer to talk shit.
Nobody gets left out.
Nobody does. The Magic,
nobody
hey, y'all
does.
at home, you suck. I'm just joking. That was right. But yeah, that's all I got to say about the Knicks. I want to see a big major move. It's so deja vu. It's so PTSD to just see the same team with the same concept and scheme. The Miami Heat defend how I would defend them. I would just, hey, RJ Barrett, knock him down, buddy.
They was just packing it in,
They
bro.
make Josh Hart shoot the ball.
They was
too.
packing it in. And that's why
Josh Hart, let it fly.
even when they be doing that trapping, I be feeling like Julius Randle does a job at finding people out of those. His team doesn't knock down the shot at
I
all.
think he also had like 6 turnovers
Yeah,
last
6
night.
turnovers. His last and final turnover was a
Charge,
charge.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they challenged it. They had no chance of getting overturned.
I feel like I've seen that a lot this playoffs.
Yeah.
Coaches challenging plays where you be like, "You're gonna lose."
Yeah.
But
It's better to try it.
I understand standing up for your star player, but for me personally, I'm not gonna lose a chart. I'm not
I
gonna
mean, he
lose a
might as
challenge.
well.
There's a couple
point.
minutes left.
What was
Yeah.
They were
What
down.
did he have to
Yeah.
lose?
Yeah,
Shit,
it
if
didn't matter.
You know,
There was no point later in the game. Like, if they had their challenge right there, so it don't matter. The Lakers are up 3-1.
yes, they are.
They
Let me
are.
start off saying this before Mike say anything. I came on this podcast. I criticized the Lakers, rightfully so, because they had been playing poor basketball and they weren't the team that they projected themselves to be. And I said if they handle their business and do what they need to do, I will eat my words and give them the respect. Y'all almost there.
We are. I'm so glad you said almost there.
Yeah.
I was watching the game on stream yesterday, and somebody came in my chat, And we didn't even win the game yet. He talking about, and I think it was like a couple minutes later, he's like, yeah, you win this game. Like, who would you rather? No, it was the same question I kept getting all night. Who would you rather go against, the Nuggets or Suns in the conference final?
And your response
and I'm
is,
like,
I just want to finish this.
Let's just focus on the Warriors right now.
I said the same thing in a video not too long ago when I was saying, like, people don't understand when it's your team. Even if it's 3-0, where you have the eye, like, you're going to, it's like, man, I just really want to get through it. It's different when it's your team because you just like, man, when it's you, it's just different.
Why are you saying, yeah, Darrick, none of your team's been in that position in a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't even relate to what they talking about.
I mean,
right now.
even for game 4, I feel like it was really back and forth until it got a little bit later in it. Oh, it was back and forth really the whole game. And it's just like, it was times where I was like, Warriors running away with this. Like, that's how back and forth it was. But I got to give a huge shout out to Lonnie Walker for him stepping up in that fourth.
Man.
That was so
literally
surprising and so crazy to see, bro.
Biggest stretch of his career right there in that fourth quarter.
But as a Knicks fan, not to take it back to the Knicks.
Now you're doing the mic thing.
Was frustrating.
What?
Because you had a guy who we haven't seen in so long. I mean, he played in the other game.
He played a game.
I've been
3.
saying he should get more minutes.
He came in and saved the game. Like,
you got to just trash it.
But you know what?
Derrick Rose maybe could have saved the game.
He could have.
Evan Fournier maybe could have made 5 threes out of nowhere.
You know what's
He
crazy?
did early in the season.
Vucevic tweeted
Evan
during
Fournier
the game
would be
was
that dude to knock that
the
shit
Knicks look
down.
like they need some shooting. They got a man on their bench who could really provide that.
I remember Evan Fournier was out of the rotation completely, and then because of injuries, he got some burn.
And then he had like
I'm
20
looking up.
something.
He was
came
going
in and
crazy.
spazzed, and then after the game,
Oh,
he
was
was
that
like, I
against
already know
Luka?
I'm going to go back
Was
to
that
the
against
bench.
Was that
I'm
the
gonna
Luka
look it up
game
real quick.
when he had the game-winning rebound at the game time? Yeah. We were on the roll for sure.
Yeah, huge shout out to Lonnie Walker. I felt like they did a real good job of just getting him in on the Steph Curry on that pick and roll, and they kept attacking him.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got
Philly.
athletes.
Philly.
He
Lonnie
was making
Walker.
some tough shots, though. Steph was defending him well. He was just making some tough ass.
Steph was playing, bro. Steph was locking up LeBron on some plays.
Hey, credit to Darvin Ham, but also credit to a guy like LeBron. At down a stretch, when Lonnie Walker was there, LeBron was like,
He's just
hey,
giving him the ball.
He was playing the
You're
point
hot.
guard.
Just like game 1 against
He was
the
playing the
Grizzlies
point guard.
with
Yeah.
Austin Reeves.
That's
Like,
why
let
we
him
was.
play.
I was so mad at him when he had got a ball on a fast break, and I was like, "Be aggressive, Lonnie," and he ended up turning the
He
ball.
turned it
over.
on. He played like a robot.
Yeah.
It was like a
played
3-on-1 fast
And I'm
break.
like-
Klay Thompson literally just took it. I was
And
like,
LeBron was like LeBron was ready. He on the left side to get a lob or something. Nope, he tried to force it into AD.
But yeah, it all worked out. But unlike kind of like the Knicks Heat series, not game 3, but game 1 that we won, and the other basically all the other games, they came down to one shot. You know, Jordan Poole's missed shot and Steph Curry's missed shot. Credit Anthony Davis on the defense, but these games are close.
Yeah, and I looked at the odds. It looks like the Warriors have no chance of losing that game. Based on what FanDuel has the odds at.
And
it
I
seems
put
like
you
there's
seen
no
what I put in the
chance.
chat this morning. I understood why they would say it's kind of
No,
like
first of all, let's talk our shit
What?
because I'm going to this chat on was this Get Up this morning. Should the Lakers look to rest the starters in Game 5? What the fuck? I want to watch I didn't get a chance to. I want to watch.
Were you watching that?
No, I just seen it on Twitter, but I just laughed at that shit.
When he
crazy
said
is
that, I had to. I woke up super early today.
And I'm assuming their rationale is like the Jimmy Butler shit. Like they're thinking like it's guaranteed you finna lose Game 5.
When he said
So
that,
get that rest for the
I
stars
was
for Game 6.
FanDuel saying it's
But
guaranteed
no.
y'all losing.
I was about to start cooking breakfast, and I said, "Man, should I put that shit on in the background and see if that shit is on the TV right now?" I thought you was watching it. So
No,
I
I
was,
seen it on
I was
Twitter.
gonna go try to
Twitter.
find it because I was like,
I seen it
"No
on
way that
Twitter.
this is real. No way."
Yeah, no. Should they rest the starters?
That would be crazy.
Fucking play. You know
Look
how
like the Lakers
that's
pull out
such a
that
big
game.
middle finger to the opposing team.
But
And it's setting you up to damn near lose the season.
What's the logic?
Probably just
because
have-
If you play in that game and you win, you can rest.
yeah, that the rest comes now.
Now, if you go in that game and lose, now you
Now
lose
the pressure
game 6.
back on.
Now we in the game 7 and the Bucks win, and now you looking at that game 5 like, damn.
Motherfuckers wanna
should
be-
we have rested the starters?
Motherfuckers want to be big brains so bad.
Bro, you get fired so fast if you lose that game. And
I
then
think
lose the
everybody
series.
gets fired.
That's-
Darvin Ham.
First of all, think about it.
Rob Pelinka.
I love moments like that when the irony is so crazy. It's like when a nigga at school or in somewhere is trying so hard to be cool that he lame. It's like that's so ironic. You're
Imagine
trying
you going
so
to a
hard to
playoff
be
game
cool
and the
that it makes
whole
you-
Lakers starting
They're
lineup
trying
is
to be.
sitting out.
You're trying to be so strategic and smart that you're dumb.
And it's from Greeny. Mike Greenberg thinks the Lakers should rest the starters in Game 5. That's so disgusting.
That's crazy that they gonna put Greeny out there like that and make him have to take that one. He ain't say that. He don't believe that.
I know
They got to pin that on somebody. That's like when I told
Spencer Dinwiddie. Yep, that's exactly what I thought about.
Oh my God, that is still
How
crazy.
about Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, or what do you say, Nick?
Vucevic.
Oh, no, it's the Tyler Hero, Paul George, or Kawhi Leonard. Start
Right.
bench
Oh,
cut.
yeah. Tyler Hero start. Face ass.
No, they had DeAndre Jordan with Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic.
And it was like current DeAndre Jordan.
He like, I know he my teammate, but damn.
Getting back to the game though. Early in this one, Steve Kerr was coaching his ass off. I even made the tweet. We're starting Gary Payton in my mind, and when I saw the report from Shams, didn't make sense to me in the moment. Like, he's another non-shooter. Anthony Davis is known for packing the paint and being the best maybe in the world at that. But when you get into the actual game, they're putting Gary Payton in every single action that causes Anthony Davis to come up and be involved. And because of that, Steph Curry's getting to the basket. We had backdoor cuts. They were I think they had 20 plus points in the paint in the first quarter alone because they were getting Anthony Davis out of that paint. And then I go into halftime and I'm thinking to myself, all right, let's see what Darvin Ham got. This is the moment for him to make the in-game adjustment to prevent that. And early in the third quarter, there wasn't no adjustments. They went on the run, right? Steph Curry came in, and this is where he's diming it up, and he wasn't even shooting well.
This is all. Yes, when he's diming. Gary Payton had 7 straight third quarter points.
Yep. Even hit a 3. And in that moment in time, I'm watching the game with Suzanne. I'm like, damn, the Lakers are in big trouble.
That's when I was like, yeah, Warriors got this shit wrapped
The Warriors
up.
do a great job of hiding non-shooters. They I think that offense alone just allows anyone to go into that
Bro,
system
it's because you're just, with movement, you make people guard somebody.
and you're
He
setting
just makes
screens
people
for
guard
2 of the
people.
best shooters all the time, Steph and Klay Thompson. So the defense literally has they send 2 defenders at them. So you slip, you got a nice little run to the basket. Draymond Green is always at the top of the key. He gonna find you. I think that's the beauty of that trio.
And I'm not saying this to discredit the Lakers because y'all played one hell of a game. Lonnie Walker played a hell of a fourth quarter. All things. But the Warriors really bailed y'all out about not going back to the pick and roll in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Second Spectrum said that they ran it like 14 times, but it didn't feel like that.
No, they stopped doing that pick and roll
quarter.
with Steph Curry. I don't see how they didn't do that literally every time.
They should have done it every single. Even Van Gundy on the call was like, "Where's it at?" They need to keep going back to it because it was like clockwork every single time. It was if it wasn't a bucket, it was a good look every time, and they just went away from it. And then
they kind of got to desperation after that, especially like Klay Thompson had like 2 back-to-back
desperation
threes.
is the perfect word.
Back-to-back threes where he
with
just
3
chucked it
minutes
up.
left in this game, Klay Thompson had those 2 where it's like one of them he hit because Lonnie Walker had to make the decision. Should I guard Wiggins? Should I go guard Klay? He made the decision to go guard Wiggs for whatever reason. And then Klay Thompson hit the shot. Boom. You had the one play where it's 3 seconds left on the shot clock and Klay Thompson just hoists up basically a half-court shot.
Yeah.
And then one on the top of the wing where it's like 20 seconds left on the shot clock and Klay Thompson just shoots the goddamn ball. And it's Klay, right? So you kind of give an excuse because he might be the second greatest shooter of all time. But in the moment in time, it was poor. And then Steph Curry also having a struggle game from the field, or at least from 3, bailed y'all out a few times. Anthony Davis got in that fucking chair. And he played great defense for back-to-back possessions.
And Steph Curry, I believe, bailed him out with the second one.
Yeah.
The second one, I would have drove at him, and you're either going to block the fuck out of me or you're going to foul me.
Because he did it multiple times in this game alone. And I honestly think that has a lot to do with fatigue. That's what it felt like to me. Then they get the timeout. There's still a close game. Draymond Green, they run some type of action off the sideline out of bounds. He jumps up in the air, which every coach in America is going to tell you, don't leave your feet on the pass.
Every coach in the world, not just America.
Absolutely. Only person that could do that and get away with it is prime Derrick Rose. He was the only person that was able to leave his feet.
Not only don't lead the air, but if I ever draw up a fucking play and it's not there and we have a timeout, if you still throw it and you see that it's not there, I'm taking off my belt and I'm whooping you next time out.
It wasn't even that. This man drove to the paint because you could see the set play. You could see his head up just looking at the action the whole time. Didn't look at the basket. Damn near looked like he was about to walk out of bounds. It's just like,
but that
that's not even how you execute.
If he just jumped stop and said, timeout, we ain't have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Versus, I'm going to throw it
into nowhere
and turn it over.
And I think it's crazy that they forced the jump ball.
Got it.
They got it. Steph Curry did it. And then Steve Kerr and Steph Curry both don't call a timeout. I just don't see how you don't call a timeout in that situation.
No
He
pressure.
just threw the ball out of bounds. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, they had so many what the fuck moments at the end of that game for a team that's been one of the most dominant teams of the last 10 years.
Why in the hell would we rest our starters and even get his team like this team another chance?
Because 2 of y'all games came down
literally
to the last
came
shot.
down to the
Darrick made
wire.
a great point, though. Like, their offense, because of the constant moving you in, Darrick was saying, down the stretch in those key moments, there was no movement, especially when Steph Curry was really trying to attack Anthony Davis. They became a lot more easier to guard because it's like Steph is going to shoot this. He took a one-legged mid-range jump shot.
And when you rewatch that, all the other 4 people are just standing on the perimeter.
Save us,
Lonnie
Steph!
Walker's fucking face guard and Klay Thompson just in case, and it was like, Steph, go be
Jordan
the
Poole, where
greatest.
you at?
I will say
Milk card
Moody has
For
definitely
real.
taken his minutes this playoff.
Yes, he should, because
Yeah,
Jordan
Moses
Poole
Moody
is
is actually
awful.
playing
He's been
solid.
awful, bro. This is the second year in a row where the team is trying to make a deep run, and he's unplayable.
And Moses Moody actually plays defense.
He plays defense, and then Jordan Poole is one of the worst.
Jordan Poole was a lot more playable last year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
No,
but
for
even
sure.
then, he wasn't really playable. There's a lot more than now. But like, what? Did he score last night?
No,
I know he didn't.
no.
I think he was over 4.
Like, it's just
And he getting my team cards that I did buy.
not even my team.
He
Not even just
was
my team
taking
card.
out too.
He got like $30 million starting next year, like $30 billion annually starting next year, and he's unable to play in the playoffs.
Pay me $30 million, and I will find my way to be unplayable on this podcast. I will be so controversial that you have to send me home.
Tensions was hiding in Dub's locker room while Jordan Poole was interviewed. I don't know. There's a video of it. I don't know. But in general, it's rough out here, man. It's rough out here for Jordan
If
Poole.
there's any team, I'm sorry. Let's keep bashing Jordan Poole.
No,
Should he be on this team next year?
he should not be on the team next year.
If you are a team, if all 29 teams, what team would even be logical to try to fuck with him?
It's hard to say. It has to be one of the young up and coming
Yeah,
teams
young up and coming teams.
that also have
Money.
Something that they want.
money and assets worth like.
Because I don't see the Spurs buying in on him.
No, hell no.
Do you see?
Like Charlotte, I don't really.
Charlotte is the only team that came to mind.
Yes,
Mostly because
Gordon
they have
Hayward.
a few assets.
PJ
so
and
you
Gordon
saying
Hayward
PJ
and
is
stuff.
have a backcourt of LaMelo and Jordan Poole?
I guess.
Why
not?
I guess.
I guess
What
it'll
is
be
it?
fun.
What is it now?
No, yeah.
What is
Terry
it now?
Rozier.
Terry Rozier? Yeah,
I mean, I guess
I'll do it.
because I don't think Jordan Poole's a bad player.
No,
I think
just think he needs to be somewhere where he can actually like be like a lead guard, damn near.
And there's been a lot of stuff. Obviously, he got punched in the fucking face by his team captain.
And I think
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
that.
Did y'all see that one interview? I just seen it, like it was a reel, and it was like, do you think, like, they're like, how do you think you perform in the chaos that your teammates create? And Jordan Poole looked up and said, on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he motherfucker got some chaos in the locker room and off the floor too.
Yeah. They didn't look like a team that has won 4 championships in the last 7 years or whatever the number
You even
is.
see it like a little bit on the bench, like that one clip that came out where Jordan Poole like walked past Draymond
Draymond.
Green when he was trying to dab
And
him
then
up, and
Steph
Steph checked
yeah.
him and was like, "Hey, bro, we don't do that shit." And like, I
But,
like that was one of those areas.
They
where-
haven't looked like that
Yeah.
team all year though, which is why the expectations
Yeah.
haven't been here besides
oh my
anybody
God.
but Darrick.
I got a tweet bookmark and fucking ready to fly as soon as y'all close up the series. I'm not saying it's gonna happen because they still got Steph Curry on the other side, but I'm fucking confident that the Lakers are gonna close it eventually. Of like, I had a clip where I made a video where I was talking about how the Warriors, in my mind, shouldn't get the benefit of the doubt, even though they've won 4 championships in the yada. Like, this team is not the same team that won the championship
Yeah.
last year or
No,
the
it
previous
ain't
one.
at all.
And I got a few Warrior fans quoting that because somebody took that clip and tweeted it, whatever, quoting it, saying Kenny's a fucking idiot. And I cannot wait. Oh, if y'all lose this series, I cannot wait to get off my tweets.
Oh yeah,
But
because-
then now you know if the Lakers lose this series, now they're coming right back at you.
Because they still have to win the fucking championship. I said they won't win. I said they won't win a championship. I didn't say they couldn't go
But
make a
even
run.
even if it is a Warrior fan, I don't understand how that is idiotic. They're
But the
not
team
the
won
same team.
7 games on the road this year.
Yeah, they're not the same. They're literally not the same team.
It's just not. You can't. I don't know how you could have looked at this team all season long and be like, "Yep." I mean, the only excuse is like Wiggins was out and now he's back. But the fucking Lakers are looking at Wiggins like he don't exist. Shoot every shot you want. We don't give a fuck. We don't care that you were an all-star starter last year. You're not that right now. And he's been missing.
Yeah,
You know?
which he was making those shots last series.
Yeah, he was.
So
Is Kevon Looney still sick?
yeah, they said like yesterday he was still on limited minutes because of illness, but
They
That's
missing that
unfortunate.
too.
Yeah.
'Cause, the second chance opportunities you get with him, I mean, he
and
can't.
he would also just give Anthony Davis something to do.
Yeah, he can't fuck with AD, but yeah, AD got to go find him and box him out.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's the type of things that he
It's tough, man. It's very tough. The Warriors are going to need some changes. There's going to be some frustrations with Steph because he's out there hooping his ass off right now, and Draymond is going to have a decision to make, and they're gonna need some depth. This whole youth movement, it's not it. Kuminga, I forget he plays with this team sometimes.
Yeah.
They already got
last series he's played a lot. This series he ain't playing that much.
They also got rid of Wiseman already. Jordan Poole, they're gonna have to cash in before he's not valuable enough to get anything back. If they can get a Gordon Hayward, they can get a Terry Rozier. I don't know. I guess go do it.
Because if anything, Gordon Hayward's contract's off the books at the end of next year anyway.
Yeah,
And this is one. Is this the most expensive team of all? Or is it the Clippers? It's one of the two.
got to be the Clippers.
And with the it's not this offseason, but the next offseason is the start of the new rules that prevent you from doing this, where you lose in draft capital, you lose the ability to lose a mid-level exception, yada yada yada. What is it called? The salary curtain or some shit starts. So you want to get under that, and that's the way to do it potentially.
That camera doing that had justice, by the way.
It look clean as hell.
It's little as
It
hell.
look clean as
In
hell
the camera, but in it, bro, that motherfucker
That's
like
crazy.
dusty right there. Though.
Yeah, I'll put it on the troll, but it's
Negro League All-Star.
shout out to Ivan's Basement, man, for the free 1970 Chicago White Sox Black Sox hat. We appreciate that. Big guy, big fan of the pod. He sent us all a little some.
Yeah,
So shout out to you, Ivan.
Much love, Ivan.
I owe another apology. I said the Suns and the Nuggets was boring me.
Oh,
And they went out and they put on a show.
Hey, game 4 was ridiculous, bro.
Professional scoring.
Did
Yeah,
y'all-
it's kind of crazy to see like two guys do what they're doing like that. Like
For
they're doing
real?
it at a
No.
level, like
And you know it's coming.
yeah, you know it's coming, and then you get like Landry Shamet 17 points off the bench, which you don't expect or account
Campaign is a more willing 3-point shooter too.
Mhm.
for. Yeah,
And,
They said it during the broadcast, and I thought it was like the perfect word for it. But like Devin Booker is literally playing video game, like he's
Yeah,
playing a video game
bro, the
right now.
shots that he's making is crazy.
He's
Shooting
not
like
missing.
75% from the field over the
He's
last.
oh
doing
no,
it
don't hype him up. Y'all told me Donovan Mitchell was better than him for years.
Mm-mm.
That was 7 years ago.
You still said it. Just like you said Lonzo should be in the G
You
League.
said that you taking Porzingis over Luka.
When did I say that?
What?
And you
Clips.
said Ben Simmons.
Oh, in that time, I was.
Oh,
And
so
that
in
was-
that time, I
in
thought
that,
Donovan.
in that year.
In that year,
in that
Donovan
year,
Mitchell.
that time,
I use
I
the
would.
same excuse.
But I mean, I haven't said that in a very long time.
And I haven't said the Donovan Mitchell in a very long
Oh,
time.
I thought that
But
was
no,
like a
Devin
little thing.
Booker's been
No.
so good that they're just trying to find another body to put in his face, like doubling him all the time. They're leaving Kevin Durant open.
And that's
that
how
time.
you end up with 13 or 12 assists too. It's like when your double team comes, they forget that we got Kevin on the team, so we just give it to Kevin.
Devin
and let him do
Booker,
it.
Kevin Durant, and Jacques Landale have been doing their damn thing. DeAndre, it took for DeAndre Ayton to get benched for him to come in with some energy, bro.
And then he still didn't do shit.
But no, he fessed up too. I think in game 4 he was fine.
He did.
Game 4 when he come in, he came in the fourth quarter because they had Jacques Landale playing a large chunk of that. But he came in and he had like
Get some energy.
2-3 turnovers, or he caused 2-3 turnovers.
Yeah, he did.
Played
his
good
thing.
defense.
And then
Had a bucket too. I
got a
think
bucket.
and one.
Got a bucket.
A bucket.
Yeah,
It
but
was all
oh,
He
no.
was talking shit after that bucket too, bro. He was talking that shit. I'm like, bro, finally you doing
I don't
some
have
shit.
anything to say.
I don't know. I'm
Finally
not paying
you
a
doing
guy
some
like
shit.
120 some million dollars trying to give me 8 points and 8 rebounds.
Hey, the Warriors are doing
Unless
it.
you have
Letting
like
the
a
dude give him
Draymond
0.
Green type impact on the game.
Yeah,
Jordan Poole won a number 1 overall pick.
absolutely.
That-
They didn't
yes.
take Jordan Poole over Luka.
Yeah, they kept the season alive, man. I'm happy because it
It looked ugly.
looked
Yeah.
ugly for the first 2 games, but for Devin Booker to turn
think it
into
just-
prime MJ,
Yeah.
Was Jokic really saying there's only 2 of them? I couldn't really read his lips.
I think he did say that. But hold on. I was a clip that I
I
liked.
couldn't see that.
I
either.
couldn't read his lips. I couldn't really tell what
I
he was
thought they was
saying.
lying
It's a
when they
clip
said
that I liked, and it's somebody doing a voiceover of that shit. It's just so funny, bro. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
No way he's saying there's only 2 of them. There's no way.
I think that
He was doing this too.
yeah.
There's
He was,
only 2 of them.
if he was saying that is hilarious.
That's
Then he
crazy.
points to Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon just sitting there. He points to Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
You saw Jeff Green?
Mm-mm.
Jeff
Well,
Green's
Jeff
in
Green was just standing there.
He was in the back like, all right, calm down.
No, they ass could not guard shit. And then they started leaving, like you said, Landry Shamet open. And
Yeah.
he hit timely once.
Mm-hmm.
Timely.
Once a guy like him start hitting threes, it's over with.
He hit
'Cause
some.
you already know what you're getting from the other 2.
They gave his ass a my team card.
Did they really?
Yes.
Was it for 19 little points? No, those are big points. Big points. Jokic had fucking
What-
50.
Which
Yeah,
was more
Jokic.
important?
Sheesh.
Yeah, he literally had a wasted 50 point game.
Yeah.
Which one was more important, Shamet or Lonnie?
Lonnie.
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 Because they don't win that game if Lonnie don't check in.
You
Yeah.
don't?
I think there's a world where Kevin Durant and Devin Booker can carry for another quarter without Landry Shamet's threes. But like Bro, LeBron was giving the ball to Lonnie and say, "Go to work, bro."
He wasn't even
crazy.
He didn't even get D Wade the ball like that in Miami.
Bro, I promise you, it was on stream one time, and I think LeBron had the mismatch with Curry. He attacked him, and like I said, Curry played pretty good defense, and I think some shit happened. LeBron didn't score on that possession. I was like, bro, you should just gave it to Lonnie Walker.
Oh,
He would have got the bucket.
Well, this is so funny because going back to the Lakers series, sorry for the people at home. Lonnie Walker scored all his buckets on Steph Curry, and then LeBron was struggling to score on Steph Curry.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, but back to the other. Jokic gave us a 50 piece, and there's been like a correlation for a lot of Nikola Jokic's career that like when you have these blowout performances from him where he has 40 to 50, they don't win because not that it's not in his nature, but typically when he's doing that, it's because nobody else on the team is providing, right? Mm-hmm. And we saw it again, bro. And like I made a tweet. They're like, okay, since Giannis is out of the playoffs, let's talk about who's the best in the world. Let's have some recency bias. That motherfucker Jokic is there. And I know they lost the game, but he was unguardable.
So is it Jokic, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, or
Devin Booker?
Devin Booker.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
Devin Booker been a bad man, though. That shit don't matter who you put in his face.
Was last series too. Now he wants to shoot 75% last series, but he was ridiculous last series too.
He's gonna go nuts the next.
Any nigga that's trying to talk up Kevin Durant to score the ball, that motherfucker is bad.
Yeah.
Talking about just keep shooting. That's why you keep shooting, bro.
And I love what KD
dude talking to Kevin Durant.
If the game is on the line, you got Steph Curry or Iguodala, who you taking? Because I'm going with Iguodala. Oh, what KD say after the game?
He said that Jokic has such an unorthodox way of scoring that you think he's about to miss, and then that should just go in. Right. And like literally, when you're watching him, he does move in such a weird way, and he only jumps like 2 inches off the ground.
He had a fake out play from like one of the elbows.
Yeah,
a spin move late, and I'm like, damn. Back to the Lakers. Draymond had a crazy bucket.
He did, bro. He faked the
Oh, yeah.
He went off the wrong leg, too. I was like,
hell no.
I was like, Draymond out there getting in his
nigga
bag.
did that shit on accident.
He trying to be a Laker.
And then LeBron gave him a fucking concussion.
Yes. That nigga head snapped back. I was like, whoa.
I'm watching Mike scream. Mike talking about he milking it.
I'm like, you crazy, Mike.
I know about LeBron James.
I watched it back. I was like, damn, yeah. It looked bad way better.
I hope he good for next game.
He good.
He finished the last game.
He good.
But that's like in the game.
His
shit.
ears
sometimes
ringing
like
and shit
adrenaline
now.
help you get through the game.
True.
So I hope he's still.
And you know LeBron care about him because LeBron stayed around to
Stay
make sure
right
he was okay.
Stay right there.
And I can't wait for Draymond Green presses. Man, shout out to Bron for staying there for me, man. You know, it was a bang
Not
bang
too many
play.
guys like that in the league. KD when I did that.
You know how we be seeing Dame sit courtside of these games now?
Yeah.
If the Warriors lose, Draymond is pulling up to the conference finals.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because you know he upset he couldn't go watch LeBron break the record.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray was at one of the games in Arizona at the Phoenix game.
So we should talk about the Matt Ishbia thing with Jokic pushing
Governor.
The governor, Matt Ishbia. And he flopped a little bit.
And I think it's fuck you holding the ball for.
He made contact first.
Yeah.
Did you see the post game with Jokic? He just kept saying he knew he was an owner, but he's like he's a fan though. He's in the stands, like he's trying to make that claim. Like it's the same shit if it was anybody else.
And Ishbia said like beforehand, don't suspend him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't worth it. And he even took some fault because of that reason alone.
I'm mad at the fan who decided to push Jokic.
Yeah, his
All
ass
in
was
the back.
What? Why he come up there and insert himself into some shit he had nothing to do with?
Because he ain't about shit.
That's what that liquor do.
He ain't about shit.
He just wanted to be
He's about them
involved.
daiquiris.
And now he can't come back.
He wanted to have his little moment, and now he banned from the
And
arena.
he spent a shit ton of money for those
And
tickets.
if you see him, you gonna whoop his ass.
Facts, just for Jokic.
No, I was about to say, Jokic don't need bodyguards. He got the brothers.
How you do got his two brothers?
You know the brothers
They
gonna be
wanna
there
go with the
posted.
Morris twins.
They gonna be
Now he got
posted.
another brother.
He got a brother. Yeah, he got a brother. But no, I'm happy that it didn't turn into a suspension
I
because that would
understand
have
Jokic's
sucked.
frustration though. Like, dude is on the ground. I
Bro,
want the ball so I can
You know
inbound
what's
and go
crazy?
5-on-4.
Like I said, I was watching the post game. The reporter said, "What made you go get the ball? Like want to take out the ball?" And
'Cause I
Jokic
wanna
was
go
like,
5-on-4. His ass
Jokic
is on
is
the
like,
ground.
what? He's like, what the hell is you talking about?
As a competitor, I want
Facts.
every advantage I can get.
Little bitty
Take
bitch.
it. Yeah, take it. Is there anything else from that game or
I
series?
need MPJ to play better.
Oh,
Yeah, MPJ.
yes.
He was the guy I was a little worried about.
Aaron
coming
Gordon
in.
need help.
It's another $30 million
Yeah.
player.
I was concerned about him coming into the playoffs because I know he could shoot the ball well, but he shoots a lot of bad shots, and sometimes those bad shots start to not fall.
Yeah,
I think that comes with him though. He gotta be able to.
But he has to be able to get better quality shots. He is the type of
that's never been him.
Bro,
But
yeah, he's not gonna. I remember who was it, bro? He had got past somebody. I seen him ISO for the first time in a long time. Like he literally
go between the legs.
He literally got the ball, and I promise you, he had the slowest hesitation. He got to the rim. I think he got fouled, but it's just like any shot he take, he gonna have to just raise up over
his
people. His
advantage is raising.
He's got to raise up over people. And I seen him hit a lot of tough shots, like you said,
and jump over. But he's not. That little step back he does.
He's not getting much space or creating.
Sometimes he catch the ball in the corner. And he don't shoot it right away.
Yeah,
and then the defender's there, and he still shoot it. You be like, why did you wait for the defender to get in your face?
That's his, he like hesitate. Yeah,
I'm just like,
he does that a lot.
Do y'all have a feeling on this series? Like, are y'all confident to say like, oh, I think Blank is gonna win?
I think it's gonna go 7 games.
I think Denver closes it out.
I think it's gonna go 7 games, but I think it's gonna be a Denver's game 7.
I picked Phoenix.
So you thinking that home team wins every game?
Yeah,
that's
how I'm feeling right now.
I can see that.
All
right, I'm going with Phoenix. I had Phoenix to start it off with, but
I did too.
I still got Phoenix. I think Devin Booker finna do that thing to him.
Okay, let's get to the James Harden game 4.
Another series.
Another 40.
That was getting a little boring, but
I had said this last podcast. I said James Harden need to play how he did in game 1 with Joel Embiid for this team to have any chance. And he came out, he did. What?
I think that's what the entire world was saying.
But y'all
he couldn't put up no 13 points.
Y'all had said it's kind of hard for him to do it, and I was like,
it is
no.
hard.
I said he could do that. James Harden is that type of player.
I don't think we were saying he can't do it, but it's definitely harder.
That's just how he has to come out and play every night in, night out basis.
I think he hasn't because it's harder to do.
Well, he's good for now. We've seen the pattern is
you
40 piece.
How many times do you think we're gonna get
two
another
stinkers
game like
and then another 40 piece? So he's got 2 stinkers coming up.
But the 40 piece gonna be
James
against
Harden
7.
40 pieces are very far in between now. It's not like every night.
No, I think he had a little baby, of course. That.
True. And
Lil Baby need to pull up to every game. Then.
Hey, if he pull up to every game, I want to bet the other way. I want to bet the other way. You know he gonna put it on for baby.
For real.
For his baby.
No, it's crazy because you can tell on the side, bro.
That just reminded me of that Drewski skit where the dude with the 4PF chain came to the gas station and Drewski like, I'm with him. I'm with him.
You know I killed my slime.
He said, hey, bro, I'll kill somebody for you. Just say the word.
No, but they really needed it. They was doing in the previous games. They had a lot of like Jaylen Brown just sticking on James Harden. It felt like, and I don't know if this was Doc Rivers doing this, but they kept running a lot of actions. Just get like Tyrese Maxey like running across him or something like that. And they would switch it. They would put Brogdon on him instead of like Jaylen Brown. And they would go into their pick and roll action. And maybe that was a little different.
Gonna get another 40?
I don't want to write him off, but I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing from him. It doesn't. Maybe a nice little good 30 and 10.
But that 40 was so impressive, though.
Yeah.
For him to hit that clutch 3 in the corner, that was crazy.
If you think about, or you go back and watch all his possessions,
clutch threes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, facts. If you look at all the possessions, he didn't get a lot of open looks, bro.
No,
it's just tough bucket after tough bucket after tough bucket. We should definitely talk about how the Celtics kind of fumbled this one because even though they were down for a lot of this game, they had they run.
Marcus Smart, don't ever make a game winner too late. Just don't shoot.
Bro, Marcus Smart takes every game-winning shot for the Celtics. That's what it feels like in my mind.
I guess because defenses just be like, we're going to live with Marcus
Smart.
Tatum
made the one against them in the regular season when he ran down.
Yeah.
He made it.
On top of the key, deep as hell.
He did hit that clutch 3 when he pushed off Tyrese.
Yep.
Yes.
Might have been offensive foul.
That was an offensive foul, but he made it look smooth.
He did. Like
and that shit was water, too.
It looked like, I can see why he didn't call it.
That shit.
He was a little hesitant when he pushed it off. Like, did I do it?
That shit scared Doc Rivers so bad that they won, and he still talked about it.
Yeah, facts.
He said, don't ever get me that fucking round.
Jason Tatum had a crazy bad first half.
Yeah, no, he's 0 for whatever.
He was like
0 for 8, 0 for 9.
But in the second half, he was very great. Scoring the ball, passing the ball. He had like a couple very good defensive plays. We just got the stop, got a block and a steal.
Don't doubt Deuce Daddy.
You saw the trophy that Deuce gave him?
Mm-mm.
Go look at his Instagram story. Deuce made a trophy and it says Deuce Daddy on it.
Oh, wow.
Deuce, you be watching the podcast?
And they can't be mad. I think Joe was saying like they got good looks like with the Marcus Smart.
Hey,
shots
shout
or
out
whatever.
to Cat too, because Cat was saying that Shams broke the Joel Embiid injury on
the
this
pod.
podcast. He ain't say through the wire.
Yeah, I was looking for the name
And he
drop.
told Paul George, unfortunately, it wasn't this podcast.
So that means
And
Cat has watched us at
I
some
sent
point.
it. He probably sent it on like social
Sort of
media.
social media
TikTok.
clip.
I sent it to y'all, and he was like, y'all was like, for real? And I was like, he really
did.
did. He really did.
I wonder if Jason Tatum had a better like first half and he really had it going instead of even just like, because I felt like he was driving in. He could have just stepped back and took his own shot. If he had it going, would he have just took it into his own hand?
I will say he did a good job of like rebounding. He was blocking shots. He definitely was.
Say Deuce Daddy.
He was definitely doing a lot of the other stuff, and I do like that about Tatum. He has evolved in that area.
Oh, also, last 2-minute report said that Jason Tatum push off was not a foul.
It didn't.
I
it
could
looked questionable.
see why.
It looked like a foul to me in real time.
Yeah.
I was
But
surprised.
then
they
when
didn't
you look
call
at it in slow mo, it does look like Maxey
because
sold
he
it a
pushed
little
his arm a little bit, but I don't know if he extended it.
bit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think it was like a Michael Jordan type push
Uh-oh.
off where he
Whoa,
was
whoa,
like,
whoa, 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 whoa. That was also clean. Don't disrespect it. I'm so surprised Missoula doesn't use
He
his
didn't call
timeouts.
timeouts. That motherfucker
Yeah,
bad.
he definitely.
He can play point guard, can he?
Yeah.
That motherfucker bad.
They kind of run the same play every time.
Yeah.
It's
My
kind of
pro-
like getting whoever's the worst defender to switch on the Tatum, and then you
My bad
kind
is
of become
they-
predictable at that point.
When the game was close, like they had the lead and they're just taking so much time off the clock. By the time they
And
even get
Jalen
into the
Brown
action,
wasn't really involved in offense. Late in the
Jalen Brown
game.
had 3 shot attempts in the fourth quarter.
He got to do better with that.
He gets.
He said
I
he
got
got
to
to demand the ball.
demand the ball.
demand the ball.
But like they asked Joe Mazzulla before this game, why does he like hold his timeouts? And I think his response was like, I like to have them for the late game.
ain't no more game left.
He didn't. He didn't. But I hate, again, shout out to Marcus Smart. Very crucial part to this team's success over the last decade or so.
He was a half a second away.
I hate
From
the
winning the
fact
game.
that he gets so many of the shots.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Darrick, I think you're right because they don't. Other teams don't trust him. So if he beat us on that shot, whatever. But goddamn, I think my guy Bezos made a tweet that was like about Jason Tatum, that was like all of this talk about you being Kobe, and this is the time you decide to be LeBron, and like making the right play, kicking it out or whatever,
Yeah.
instead of like
you could look, he
going
gets
for it.
like double team or whatever on the drive, but like I said, maybe he only take a step in and he's doing his step back or whatever move. He didn't get that shot off.
yeah, and it's probably the right basketball play. Just the
Right.
same debate about LeBron, but because of the circumstances and because of the fact that they lost the game, you like fuck. You know,
I'd rather have Tatum take the shot.
I would rather.
I thought
have
he
Tatum
was
take a
going.
shot.
Yeah, I thought he was going to. At least
And
Jalen-
also, if I
at least
use my
Jalen Brown.
time, if you use your timeout, you can now take Smart out the game to where the defense won't just throw 2 defenders at Jason Tatum every time.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can get a Brogdon or a Derrick White in the game. I don't remember what the closing lineup was at that time, but I know one of them probably wasn't in the game. So you can get them in the game.
Yeah.
And Brogdon had a great game, especially shooting the 3 ball. Brogdon had a great game, especially in that second quarter when they were trailing. He did a good job of like he was a big reason why they went on that run late in that
He had
second.
a big dagger too. I think he
Yeah.
put him up 5.
Al Horford hit that 3 late in the corner. Al Horford seems like he always hit big
Did
3s.
you see
Al
why Al Horford
Horford's
said he's a
defense.
sharpshooter?
Oh, he said that. He's too damn old.
And then like the reporter, whatever, who was the person who
Al
was
Horford be
interviewing him
knocking
started
that shit
laughing.
down, bro.
He's like, "What, you don't think I'm a sharpshooter?"
Al Horford's defense on Joel late in this game was something.
great.
It was something,
It
bro.
reminded you why they paid him that money to be on Joel's team?
Yep.
And it was like at the beginning of the game, he was kind of like sagging off of him a little bit, kind of daring him to shoot the mid range. And then he like got into him and started like not giving him that cushion no more. And I was like, damn.
Yep. PJ Tucker got in his ear like, "Bro, don't be scared now. Like, come on, bro, come with it."
Yeah, PJ Tucker's that guy, man.
That and one he got was so big, bro.
Yeah.
Shit was
Off the
And you don't
offensive
expect-
rebound.
He always be so hyped too.
Yeah.
And you don't expect PJ to score around the basket.
And he wasn't afraid to take the shots either. He took some open threes. Like in the last couple games,
He got to keep that
he was
up.
passive.
He
So
gotta keep
that's
That's
a
like
huge
normal
win.
PJ though. He's not really gonna. He's just not a lot of. He's not gonna take
And he-
Not
shots.
and
high
dude
value,
that
but he's a
plays 40
40%
minutes
shooter.
Yeah,
and can take 0 shots. I think that's just crazy, bro.
Yeah.
but they gonna need him to make shots because
They
they
do.
is just gonna let him shoot.
They do. The way that Joel Embiid gets double teamed and how they be paying attention to Harden, they got to make shots.
Big hearted performance in front of the
Little baby.
not Lil Baby. Well, he was there obviously, but like the
fan.
guy from Michigan State
Yes.
that was a part of the shooting a couple months ago.
Yeah.
A big moment.
Harden gave him his shoes after the game.
Gave him the shoes. You know, they kept talking about on the broadcast about how Harden gave him the benefit of the doubt that he was always be there as a resource, or because the kid's favorite player is Harden and stuff. And I just thought it was dope for him to have another one of his greatest playoff moments, considering the circumstances with the fan being in attendance sitting there
because the fan is hearing that shit. Your favorite player don't show up.
And he did.
That's fucked up.
And he did. So
what?
Cool stories, man.
That fan like to talk basketball like the rest of us.
No, I understand.
And if he talk basketball with me, I'm gonna tell his ass. That's why James Harden ass be missing sometimes. And his ass, he gonna have a reply, I'm sure. Like, well, against blah 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 in game 4,
Playoff P.
he showed his ass.
Do y'all have a read on this series?
Why you have to take it there?
Oh,
I was just saying that could be one of his rebuttals.
Do you have a feel on this series?
The Celtics.
Y'all
I still feel
Celtics?
Celtics, but I would not be surprised if the Sixers won this. They've shown me enough this series where I'm like, it could happen. But everything it literally has to be perfect for them, I think. I don't think you're gonna get 40s from James Harden, but as long as he's good, you're fine. You got a
Give me the
chance.
Celtics because there's no way they should have lost that first game.
Yeah.
And this would be a
And
3-1
then
series.
this last game did come down to
Yes.
a Marcus Smart shot that just didn't count. So
Give me
Cody hit
Celtics.
it in the first before it went to OT too on the first try. I'm riding with the Celtics too.
Oh, sure did.
I'm riding with the Celtics too. They doing what Doc Rivers said. They playing what they meet. You can't do that.
It's crazy. I love that he said, I got some clarification on that. I meant to say playing with your fool. But it was like a few days later.
Something you don't do, man.
That's some old head shit. That's some old head shit.
Bro, no, I was at the
Play with your meat.
I was
Why
at
would
the
you
corner.
play with some meat? You eat meat. You don't
I was
play
at
with
the
it.
corner soda like 2 days ago.
Speaking of meat, I got some meat in the fridge right now, some lunch meat.
There's a dude playing the lotto or whatever. He playing the lotto. He lost or whatever, and you could hear him. He
Don't tell
seen
me you
me.
was finna play with his meat.
He finna ruin
If he
the
won,
story.
he
He
would.
finna run the store.
Nah,
If he won, he would.
whoa, what? No, I should have never brought up that Doc Rivers shit.
You slid that in so smooth, you didn't even peep it. Oh,
He lost on his ticket. He talking about, damn, still gotta work my day job. Or he's like, still gotta keep my day job. I'm like, get your old ass.
That sound like
off.
some GTA NPC shit.
Like as soon as he won that motherfucker, he called his boss and tell him,
It was a
I'm not
TikTok.
coming in no more.
it was a TikTok that Dana sent me. And it was like when a dad sees another dad at like a restaurant. and they was just saying dumb shit like, hey, keep your lady from around this guy. Hey, waiter, he's going to pay the bill. These just this bum ass dad jokes. Motherfuckers doing it. See another dad they know.
You be doing
You're
that,
causing
KB?
trouble
Not
in
yet.
here.
Yet.
He's in here causing trouble.
I'm still new to the dad life. I ain't got there yet. My dad jokes ain't up there.
Does your dad crack dad jokes?
No.
I crack dad jokes all day and they only make me laugh.
Bro, on Sunday I went to my
Y'all would laugh if y'all was there.
I like a good dad joke.
Yeah, they're good.
I love dad jokes. I went to my parents' house on Sunday and we all took a shot for my birthday. And my dad, he really don't drink like that. But he was like, oh, it's some 1800 bet.
You know why he don't drink like that, right? I can't even make out some shit.
But you had that like strawberry margarita or whatever.
Yeah.
So I brought that over there because like my mom likes that type of
How you
shit.
know I won't go come back and get you?
I got the lamb one for you.
I know. I left all that for you, man.
But no, my mom was like, bet, okay, I like that. And then my dad had seen it, but I don't think he knew what it was at first. He ain't see the other 1800 I bought over there. He's like, what's in it? He said, I can't have nothing with food coloring in it. I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about?
Oh, you talking about the food dyes?
Yeah.
Oh, that has become a big thing. People are trying to avoid food dyes now.
That red 40.
Yeah, a lot is like a B4. It's like a bunch of them, bro.
Damn, I can't make green eggs and ham.
Nah.
That nigga Kyron was steady asking you like, P, you ready? Trying to get you to make him one of them drinks.
At first, I understood why, but once I stopped using ice, nigga, if you don't pour that shit into that cup and add that, you're done.
Then we got one more series to cover.
No.
Knicks, Lakers, Suns, Celtics.
Got them all.
Shit.
Conference
I don't know why I
finals, not
felt
a
like
lot to
there
talk
was one
about. Semifinals. What is this is something I've been thinking about a lot over the last couple of days. What is something from these last couple of years of our work that you like? I don't want to say took for granted or take for granted, but you didn't realize how big it was until after, if that makes sense.
Us actually doing or a moment that happened.
I
would just say in general, I feel like I've been taking shit for granted, and like I've been thinking about doing a little bit of journaling, not just like anything big, but just like
right hand to God. I started journaling, bro.
Just
this week, bro.
Right hand to God. 2 days ago, I was feeling away, and I was like, I should journal this. So when I feel better tomorrow or 4 hours or next week, I'm gonna read this and be like, nigga, you was.
That's
right.
exactly what I'm saying. It's just like, well, not even just that, but it's just like,
I was like,
I feel like there's a lot of things just like pass me by, and I just like don't live all the way in that moment. So it'd be help if I just write it down, like, the date. It's like we did Derrick Rose this day, we did Shams this day. It's just like now I can always look back and be like, holy shit, I did all this in only this shortest in this span of time. It just seems like something you should do, right?
Yeah, because life is crazy. Sometimes I sit and I think about like,
and it's moving fast
for
too.
For example, Tuesday, May 9th, 2023 will never happen again.
Yeah.
We're never going to experience May 9th, 2023 ever again.
You kind of just got to take every day for what it is. Like, I feel like sometimes, I know you have to plan for the future, but you also can't like look too far in the future because some shit can happen tomorrow where whatever you wanted to do in the future may not happen. So you got to take one day at a time.
What was your question again?
Something about like our profession that we might not have taken it for granted, but kind of flew by without you really realizing that it was a big moment.
How many times have you wrote in your journal though?
I started. What day was your party?
Saturday.
So I've started it Saturday. I've done it.
Started it that day.
Okay.
He said, "Dear diary, Mike and them was so high. I did not feel included. I wish I could have smoked some of that weed too."
That nigga, he was in there like, I was like, I'm high as hell, y'all.
I was gonna post that picture. I'm so stressed right now. But I will say what I take for granted, and I think it includes y'all. Y'all may not feel the same way, but I feel like when we go places for work, we don't get it in like we supposed to. That's why that is up there on that board. And that's why I was telling Josh, no, make Mike flight the same day as ours. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we got it, like especially for this tour, we got to get it popping. We don't have to do anything we don't want to do. I don't want nobody who don't drink to drink or who don't smoke to smoke. I don't want nobody to cheat on their girlfriend. But like all that in the hotel room, and it's like I'm gonna see y'all when it's time to do what we got to do. Sometimes that's cool if we go to New York for that good given time. Yeah. But if we going somewhere new that we never been. Because it's going to be a time, bro. It's going to be a time where Through the Wire ain't going to be the same. You're going to have a kid or two. You might have two kids. And we're not going to be able to go hoop. We're not going to be on the game. And then we're going to look back and be like, damn, I remember we used to travel. And then we don't even do that no more. It's going to be a time where we have to not be on the same flight because your son is going to have a baseball game and his daughter is going to have to fucking
I thought about that the other day. Not even just that, but just like I live like a couple minutes away from my parents' house. I probably go there like maybe once every week or every 2 weeks. Like I probably should visit more times than not. But it's just like I don't really think about it in that time.
Yeah. But like as a podcast.
No, but I agree with you though.
As a podcast, the way shit go, how fast it go, there's no guarantee that in 5 years we'll all be on the panel together.
For sure.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you gotta. Because, if hypothetically speaking, if Flex became the biggest artist in the world, you think I would still beat my ass right here?
Maybe.
Probably not. I would be like, no, I'm joking. I probably would. It's still
I was going to say, this shit 2 days out the week.
It's just so fun.
You could chime in through Zoom if you wanted to.
I literally was laying in my bed and the Knicks was losing. I told Dana, I cannot wait to go to work tomorrow.
I dead ass be thinking about that.
Yeah.
I be thinking about that shit all the time. I was like, bro, it's nobody I'd rather talk basketball with than y'all niggas, bro.
But the worst is Tuesday to Saturday. Yeah. From Saturday to Tuesday, okay, Tuesday coming. But when you have to wait from Tuesday all the way to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'd be like, bro. And it's only one extra day, but it just feels.
Sound like we need to incorporate a third show a week.
It got quiet then.
That's the extra 6 figures.
And that one time I was sick, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, damn, I really missed today's episode.
You fucking lying.
Because I actually wanted to come in here and talk
He made sure he ain't come to the show. He ain't come to the Thursday shoot. He ain't come to your birthday.
He was quick on that Thursday one too. And he was like,
I'm not coming, by the way.
Y'all wanted me to come in here coughing and shit?
Absolutely not.
Nigga, that cough ain't gonna do nothing but fucking let us know you ain't brush your teeth. I was just fucking with you.
no, it's 2023. We don't support people going out sick just cause.
Yep, that should die.
Being in school, coughing up a storm.
Y'all think when we go to the airport, it ain't niggas in there with COVID?
That's why I walk in the airport with a mask on.
Facts.
That's the last
walk
place
like
I'll keep a mask on is in the airport
I
and on the
do
plane.
not believe when we were in the pandemic that everybody who had COVID and knew it. Because if you don't know that you have it, then what the fuck can you do? But I believe I was in Target a few times with niggas who had COVID.
Do you know how many, bro? It's niggas that I know that had COVID, but they still just went about it like they didn't whatever.
Fucking true.
So it's just like true. I just know random people gonna do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we live in a selfish world. Motherfucker can't sit in the house for 3 days. Just gotta go and get fucking.
That was the worst part, honestly. It's not even getting COVID anymore. It was just like you had a quarantine for like a certain amount of days. You like, I ain't got shit I could do. That's when you could only play the game.
Never in my life did I ever experience the importance of like vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
When I got COVID, I took it serious. I literally quarantined. I quarantined for 21 days. The reason I quarantined for 21 days is because the first 7 days I didn't know I had it, but I knew I had it. But I didn't go to the doctor. When I finally got my ass to the doctor, because I was like, damn, I ain't feeling good.
Because this was before like the tests were readily available at like Walgreens and stuff.
So I wasn't feeling well. And then I was like, oh man, my mom was like, just see how you feel for a couple of days because you don't want to have to go into the hospital or the doctor with people who actually have it and be more exposed if you just got a little cold. I said, bet. One day I was getting ready and I was eating my fucking Frosted Flakes and I couldn't taste them. And I said, hold up. I'm going to keep this to myself. I'm not telling nobody. I said, I'm ordering Uber Eats and I'm getting some shit that I better be able to taste. And I ordered some fucking macaroni from Noodles and Company. That shit came and I ate that shit and I could not taste nothing. I said, Ma, they fucking got me. I can't taste. And then I didn't have no smell. And I was like, oh yeah, I got COVID. And then when I went, the doctor's like, 14 days from now. So I had already had 7 days because my mom was like, if you do got it, you got to stay the fuck away from us. And then you add on those 14. So when the time was up, I was waking up and I was feeling crazy. I feel like I was finna faint. Like I was walking around and I went to the doctor. They took my blood. My father said, boy, you ain't got no vitamin D.
I told you about that vitamin D.
I was like, oh yeah, I ain't been outside. And I was super emotional. And I'm like, oh damn, all this shit play a part. My whole entire life, I was lucky enough to be a person who never had to really care or give a fuck. But when my shit got off balance, bro, I remember I had COVID in the winter and we were in a car. And we passed this park that me and my mom walk at all the time together, and a tear came down my eye. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was emotionally all over the place.
Nah, it's been a time when I had strep throat, I was like emotionally done with. Like, I don't know what it is because I thought it was a cold at first, and then my throat just kept closing up more and more to the point where it was like midnight. It was like late as hell at night, and I woke my mom up. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. And she's like, your appointment's tomorrow. Like, they finna give you antibiotics. I'm like, I don't know if I can. Like, I think I might have started breaking down and damn near about to cry.
For real.
Cause it's just like, I feel like I'm there. Like, some shit is not right here.
Down.
Yes.
I remember when I got COVID the first time. I had just left the gym. I took a shower, everything, ate. I lay in bed, and then I just get hit with like this wave of fatigue that like I've never felt before, and I literally couldn't get out of bed. I felt so weak. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
That fatigue is so crazy that I used to laugh. It's like hitting a funny bone. I used to be like, it's no way that I feel like this. Like, this is
we
hilarious.
was laughing at D Mills because he was like, he was so tired. He said, I couldn't get my water bottle. And he was right there.
I literally couldn't move.
That was the first
weak.
thing I had noticed when I got it. It was like the second time I got it. I was like, that fatigue hit me hard. Like, I didn't want to move out of my bed for like 2 days.
And
my story's not as cool as those.
And you know what's
Tell
crazy?
a story
I lost
about
my
how
smell.
you feel.
I lost my smell and my taste. And my own girlfriend was saying, yeah, the girl at work had it and she ain't been able to smell it in 5 months. I said, why the fuck would you tell me that?
Yeah, I hate
Get
hearing
the
those
fuck
types of
out.
stories.
Bye. Get out. Get out. Get
Some
out.
people,
Get out.
I'm pretty sure some people still can't. Like they say, after a certain amount of time, if you don't get it back, it's just gone forever.
They say black people use too much seasoning in our food. I had COVID during Thanksgiving, so I couldn't eat with my family. I was in the basement. But my mom, it was like prison. She'd take my food and put it at the top of the stair. I kid you not. I literally believe that that's what gave me my taste and my smell back.
That's what good cooking could do, man.
The first day I couldn't taste it. I was thinking how it tasted though. I'm like, oh, I remember how
Motherfuckers
this tastes.
imagine this.
Then the next day,
fucking
I ate some more, and I was like,
holographic
oh,
meatloaf.
I can taste these candy yams. I couldn't taste some other shit though. Like maybe the macaroni came super late, but I'm like, oh, these yams is waking. Like I'll taste this shit now.
It's waking your taste buds up.
Yeah, I was like,
Do y'all know anybody that never got it?
they never got COVID. No, that's a motherfucker who
Suzanne
Roscoe.
never. These two producers over here raising their hand that they didn't.
y'all wasn't trying to figure
Suzanne
out.
didn't get it either.
Roscoe
Y'all,
never got COVID
y'all
either.
wasn't
That's
at home
crazy.
taking them
Even
tests.
though
I
I
was-
had COVID.
I was taking a test. We had a time. My dad's a teacher as well, so they would give him tests at work. I was always testing. He was always like, yeah, because some people in my house got it, but I never got it.
Yeah,
Do
me
you
and
think you've
Suzanne's-
had it though? Because I know those people who didn't have it, but they was like, oh, I was really sick here, and I might have had it there.
Man, I could always taste my food. I could always smell.
But
But
it
the
hit
tasting
different.
don't always
I know it
happen.
hit
I never
everybody
lost my
different.
taste.
Yeah, it hit different.
But I'm
I
just
never
like,
lost mine either.
never really any
Darrick
type
said
of
thank God.
fatigue
Facts,
like
I
that.
was eating good.
No, but the first 3 days of me having it, me and Suzanne slept in the same bed. She never caught it. I only found out I
Wow.
had it because I was supposed to go to Atlanta. Y'all remember that shoot that was like NBA 75 draft with Jerry
yeah.
West? I was supposed to be in
Adam
there.
Sandler.
Right, Adam Sandler was in there. I was supposed to be there, but they needed a negative test for me to fly. And I take the test. I feel fine, and it comes back positive still.
The
Wow.
day you had it, I was gonna whoop your ass.
What I do?
I remember I flew all the way to New Jersey,
Oh,
and while
yeah.
I'm in the air, he has COVID. He tells everybody. I have to now tell them, the people at New Jersey, because I was doing this fucking college basketball thing with Quentin Richardson and a dude from E. I forget his name, but yeah. And I'm like, okay, it's a nice opportunity.
Cool.
This dude from E. TV, like the Kardashians and shit. I'm like, okay.
Extra or whatever that is.
So I'm like, right. So I'm like, okay, cool. They found out Darrick got COVID. They're telling me this. These are my two options. I take the test. If I obviously don't have it, I'm good. If I do have it, I have to quarantine there in New Jersey, or I have to rent a car and drive myself from New Jersey all the way back to Chicago. If I don't want to quarantine in this hotel. This is close to Christmas. The quarantine would have took me through Christmas. I said, I'm not taking that test. Just book me a flight. I'm going my ass home tomorrow morning. And I would just not be on the show.
Dang.
So I went, and I was so blue because they was on some first class shit. I had first class seat. I got off the plane, had a dude waiting for me at the sign. pick
Oh,
up.
wow.
Like it could be Joe Morgan.
Bro. Joe Morgan ain't play that damn long ago.
What year
That's
he
Louis
playing?
Appreciate. What's up?
What year is he playing?
Who?
Joe Morgan.
The 90s.
Oh,
I think 80s into the 90s.
I just got his little card.
Second base. Yeah.
His ass be weak though.
Yeah, he's more of an announcer, known for now. He has an outstanding announcing voice.
Speaking of that, rest in peace of Vita Blue.
Yeah.
One of the greatest to ever do it.
For sure.
Rest
Came in
peace.
at 19 years old, throwing fucking gas.
R.I.P. What you took for granted? Don't say smoking dope.
As corny as it sounds, being able to, like, when we really think about it, how many times in life are you gonna be able to start a business, a successful business, with your first cousin and two of your high school homies, and it be successful, and it be like able to provide for 4 families at least. That type of shit I've been taking for granted. I think where like I don't know if it's ever been a time over the last 5 years where I'm like, fuck, I gotta do the podcast. Like I wake up. Like,
I always think to
that
myself
dread.
like, and some like just like humble type shit. Like, damn, I got one of the best jobs in the world.
No, I think about it all the time. But like, damn, I got to work twice a week, and I make good money.
Twice a week on camera. We got to watch the games and do that type of shit too. But like on camera twice a week.
That's the part I try to let people know. It's a 24/7 job.
And it's a third day.
You only see
now we get a third.
Now we got a third day. You only see us on camera the 2 days, but you don't see me having to watch basketball Monday through Sunday, keep up what's going on.
Also, don't make it seem like that's like we would have done it even if we weren't getting paid. I think we still are watching the playoffs and stuff.
We did. The first few years we weren't getting shit.
Right. Well, that's the blessing of it all.
We were splitting up 1,200. But I was just going through this with Flex because Flex is now in a new situation. But it was like to have nothing, to be able to take nothing, literally nothing, and make it into something is something that people don't do in their life.
It's a grind. It's like you got
but
to
it's not.
consistently show
It's
up.
not something that people are trying to do that and they never do it for an entire lifetime. So to take like literally nothing. Nothing exists. There is no such thing as through the wire. It's not a pie. It's just nothing. And then we create it, and it's something.
Yep.
It's something
It's a
tangible.
household name.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can put it on.
I don't know if I go that far.
You can literally
I
put
be
it on
seeing it on
TV and
TV.
sell it.
It's on TV now though.
I know you a Will Smith guy. I've never read the book,
I
but
read the book front and back in like a week.
Will Smith's favorite
What's the
book
name of it?
is
Will Smith is back.
well, yeah,
It's like Will.
that's what I'm talking about. His favorite book in an interview he said is called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I've never read the book, but I think he says something like the guy turns water into gold, and it's like this narrative of it's alchemist. That's like what he does. So when you speak on like turning nothing into something, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's cool to have an idea of something, but then the process of turning it into something tangible that people can like, comment on, share, interact with is like really cool. So
Not a lot of people can do it.
yeah.
I was literally just Flex came to my mom's house and we was talking about it. Like, we was in a basement, like just doing shit, and it's into something now. It became something, and it's people who spending their whole life trying to create something.
Yeah.
Or they're helping somebody else create something. But a lot of people want to create their own shit, which I'm gonna put a gem out here for anybody that can't make the podcast this long. More people would be into something like this or have a chance to do it if they weren't so focused on trying to be the man. Stop trying to be Steph Curry. I understand it's cool to be the face and to strive to be the face. Realize that Clay and Draymond are Hall of Famers with 4 rings, shoe deals, max contracts, and they'll probably have a statue too. You don't have to be Steph Curry. Find some shit and figure out how to be a plus and help. Because a lot of motherfuckers is all trying to be the man, and all of y'all is just staying plateau at this one level because y'all in competition by default. But if you have a homie who's a fashion designer and everybody in y'all circle know he's cold, help him. Be a team player. Stop going and taking your money and spending on studio time, and that shit ain't going nowhere. Your songs is weak as fuck. Your music videos ain't making no traction. Take that money, go half on the sewing machine, get your homie popping, support him, be his Klay Thompson, and it'll create some shit out of nothing, and y'all all can eat for it. Too many motherfuckers trying to be the Steph Curry, and nobody's going nowhere. I see it all the time. I know a lot of people with a lot of talent, skills, but they all in competition. Nobody want to say, you know what? Let me support this person or that person. And it's just like everybody's just doing nothing. Everybody just tap dancing, doing nothing around each other. It's like, when it's just like, man, you could just get in cahoots. Get in cahoots.
That's why I like, as stupid as it sounds, like rap groups or just groups in general. Like, I know Our Future been done and gone, but like Our Future had the Tyler, but Tyler don't go nowhere without fucking Earl being his right hand, or Damo Genesis randomly, or shit like that.
Haji
Beats coming in, and so I think that's very valid. A lot of those groups are like that though. Even like Brockhampton. Kevin Abstract is their Steph Curry. That don't mean he's necessarily the most talented of the group, but he was the guy to start off with.
When I think about,
they made it happen.
When I think about a group, I be thinking about RDC. Motherfucker, you can't catch them boys nowhere separated.
Yep.
For real.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they all
you want one, you get all.
You all it's all to eat. If the goal is to win,
Right.
then it don't matter.
Yep.
But that's when you figure out people's true thing. It's motherfuckers who rather be at level 1 if they can't be the man, then to reach level 100 as a supporting cast. I would much rather be on a Emmy award-winning box office smash movie as a supporting cast than to be on a hood movie as the face. But to be able to say, "Oh, look, I got my own movie," it's
On
like
Tubi.
no, yeah, on Tubi. That's what I meant to call. I didn't know the thing, but yeah, to be on
I
Tubi.
seen a movie. They had the suits on, Pete. They still had the little Ross tag on the suit
For real?
in the Tubi
Oh,
movie.
Lord.
For
Yeah.
real? Or you being funny?
Oh,
It was on
Lord.
Facebook, but yeah,
Damn,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah, it-
they had it returning after the shoot.
Gotta get it how you live, right?
Issa Rae said something like, a lot of people trying to network up, but it's actually, networking to your left and to your right could actually do so much more for you. So when you just talk about like, look to you see a homie he's fashion designer, dude is cold. Find a way you can kind of get in that mix and be helpful and be supportive.
Support without asking for a discount too.
Mm.
You don't have to ask your homie for a discount. Support his business. Like just buy it.
That's true.
I'm supporting. I'm not even trying to buy. When I say support, I mean like, yeah, I'm going
So
half on the
social
sewing
media
machine.
posts.
Like, what can I do?
Like what
to
you need help
you?
with.
What can I do to help you? Even if I don't have experience, let's figure it out.
Right.
Oh, you cold, and it's like, and I'm not talking about just forcing some shit. I'm just saying in every friend group, there's somebody that everybody knows he is cold as fuck with that. And it's like a lot of friend groups, they just have that. But it's like, if he's cold, how can we monetize this and help him elevate this into some shit that we can all change our lives with, if that's the plan, instead of all just sitting here in somebody fucking mom house playing 2K. How can we really formulate something and make something happen? And if more people did that, it would be a lot less hate and a lot less envy and a lot less bullshit, because motherfuckers had their own shit going on to even care about what this person is doing. So it's like, yeah, I'm going half on my homie on a sewing machine. That's an investment. I don't even have to ask for shit, because just off the strength, he can't tell this story without me. If he gets so cold that they make a movie about this nigga, I am in the first scene going half with him in a sewing machine. You don't have to ask for nothing. By default, he gonna have you for life. If not, then that never was your homie, and you a fool for not even knowing that.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, now we got the sewing machine. Okay, now what else can I do? Oh, you need somebody to model. We don't have the connections like that. Fuck it, bro. I'm a model of the shit just because we need something. Oh, now you big enough to have a pop-up shop. I don't know shit, but obviously you can't afford to have a staff. I'll be the cashier, bro. I'll sell it and make sure we holding all the money in there. Fuck it. What's next? You kind of bubbling now. You kind of famous. I'll handle the emails. You too busy to really. That's what I think is always should be like. You know what I mean? When you have a person with a talent or a skill set, they need to always be thinking about what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I think every successful person has people around them or a team that's helping them take things off their plate so they can only focus on the point, the figure, the target. LeBron should only be focusing on basketball, how to be in top tier shape and how to be the best player he can be. He should not have to answer his own emails or schedule his barbershop fucking cut or pick out his own outfits. No, the nigga got a stylist because it's going to help him have some shit where he don't have to spend time worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? He going to have a nutritionist, a diet, because LeBron James is too busy of a person and is a fucking walking business to have to create or make his own breakfast. He just don't have time to crack eggs. As crazy as it sounds, LeBron James is so important that he just shouldn't be on there talking about, oh, I got to go take the piece out the oven. Like, so he needs somebody has to be able to be humble enough to be like, no, I got you, Brian. It ain't dick riding. It's so much pride and ego. Motherfuckers like,
I think that's where this generation. Oh man, we felt like heads. Where this generation fails because they see any support and they say is you dick riding. It's just not.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case.
yeah. No,
I've
checked that shit
I
at
don't
the
think that's
door.
the case.
That's why I don't give a fuck what nobody be trying to say about shit. Like when Flex, when we was on the come up, and I go get water. I answered emails. I called. I put the money up. Anything, any hat that was to be worn, I wore. So I don't give a fuck. What you talking about with that weird joke? You don't know Drake. Drake is not your homie.
Oh wow, I ain't even peeped the
Like, that's crazy that you even made that a thing.
Oh man,
But yeah, he said, yeah, it's not dick riding. I don't know.
It's support.
I don't know. But
I wish we had one of our boys is like a fashion designer, like had their own brand, because I would wear the fuck out of one of the
Yeah, I would
homies'
wear it,
brands.
I wish,
But I would also tell them if it's weak, because I think that's part of friendship.
That's part of being a good friend. I feel like you have to be able to let somebody
Yeah.
know some shit ain't working or like this shit, it ain't. You could do better.
Not
than
that you
this.
right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not that you can't do this at all, but like this one right here, it ain't it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you've
saying?
done, I've seen you do better. So
Exactly.
I can't.
Yeah.
I love where we going and how big we becoming. I can't wait till we get to the level where we can employ some of the homies. Like, here's a career path for you. Like,
yeah,
you're like, learn how to be a security guard. and we have a job for you. You feel me? Like
Kyron's our security guard.
no, Terrence. fuck Kyron gonna do
Like
besides get
Chubbs.
his ass beat.
Terrence just be coming in the Discord mad as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigga came in so mad after game 1 when the Lakers had won. He talking about bet $1,000 the Golden State Warriors win 4 straight. And I'm like,
You did say bad. You did say bad.
Yeah, he also the other day was kind of like, fucking hate Austin Reeves. Why do they like this guy? I'm like, Austin Reeves is killing, bro.
he just be mad no reason.
Yeah.
Also, maybe a young boy shit.
But that's why we love him, though. That's why we love him. Nick, I don't know if you answered the original question.
The growth. I felt like it was like you kind of like see it slowly over time, so like you don't really see, but like to be on the platform that we are, to have hundreds of thousands of followers on across multiple platforms, and like to see that fans like watch our stuff and be like, y'all helped us through our day, or like people love to buy our merch. Like when we drop merch, that shit flies off the shelf. Like you don't,
And our merch ain't crazy. It's cool.
yeah, it's cool, and like that's how you know you have like diehards that just like support you. And I think that shit is just crazy. Like, and I think like you get noticed more in public. Not to say I'm a celebrity or nothing, but like people be like, "Hey, D Mills, love the show, bro," and like that's stuff that you don't like. A lot of people don't see on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I always feel great when somebody like, can I get a picture? Because like for the most part, for the come up of my like YouTube shit,
Yeah,
you look at numbers and you don't really
you can't put a face to those numbers.
You don't compute that like, damn, that's 1 million real people.
Yeah,
You kind of get in love with the idea of the numbers, but when you see it, like when we do a live show and we see how many people come out, or if I go to a Bulls game and people want pictures and shit, it's like
even at White Sox games, or even when we was at the Cubs games, me and P took pictures with like 2 fans. Like it was like, damn,
that's not even your target market. You're in a fucking baseball game, but yet here we go finding people. So I always, I think I also took that for granted, mostly and especially because a lot of my individual growth came over the pandemic where you couldn't meet anybody new. So once we got out of that and we start doing live shows again, or I am able to go to Bulls games, you're like, damn, yeah, that's real.
yeah,
And then you talk to the people, they got stories, and you fall in love with not them. That sounds crazy. You start to recognize that like that person's cool ass dude.
yeah.
When it's like my favorite
All my
interactions.
life, I can't wait to meet Reese in Philly.
Exactly. My favorite interactions is not like fan to like creator, but it's like you seem like a cool ass dude.
Yeah, no, you could definitely like within our community. There's a lot of like
For
cool
real.
ass dudes.
Yes.
Well, like you'll follow them back and like y'all can talk and chop it up and like,
Show the girl some love too.
yeah. I mean, yeah, the girls too.
The only reason I say that is 'cause I try to hype up our girl fans, because we need, when you have a basketball podcast and something that's supposed to be male dominated, and when you have women fans, that means y'all the shit.
Yeah,
Like girls rock with us. Not a lot of NBA podcasts can say that they got girl fans.
yeah.
So it's like, we
I
gotta
be
hype
always
them up.
surprised. I always be surprised by how many I see.
Yeah, we gotta hype them up so we can get more and more and more and more. A woman's support is better than a man's support. I don't care. Bow
I think
Wow
they
will tell you
equally
that.
support.
But women will buy a Bow Wow shirt, Bow Wow album, and a ticket.
Shout out to RJ Hampton.
You
I
a Bow
don't
Wow
know.
tattoo?
A nigga might rock with us
Anwar,
so much.
you finna
He
say Anwar,
he
right?
gonna see us have a drink in the IG story, and next thing you know, he gonna have that drink.
I knew he was finna make a joke on you. I knew he was finna make a joke. Yeah, you know what? Anwar might be fucking up that logic. You might want a man support, because this is
That's not as weird as y'all making it, man.
I was streaming yesterday. People
don't
came in
want a
there
fan-
talking about you and your obsession with Drake.
facts. My DMs went crazy. It's like, we got to talk about Anwar. I had a DM that said, "Is Anwar gonna be at the Philly show because he needs an intervention?" literally.
Wow.
Literally.
That's crazy.
Literally.
I really
Honestly,
don't
they
think
gonna
that's
be
that
on your
weird.
ass in Philly.
It's like, oh, Drake says he said he's had 1 million of them. He said he's had 1 million of these drinks. He loves them. So he drinks it all the time.
You know that's cap, right?
And then he started shouting out people. Look,
Getting a piece of their fucking percentage of their sales.
Look.
And he's just advertising, and you just did it.
I know it's just like it's this homie Shay's drink. Like obviously,
there we go.
it's this homie Shay Mitchell's drink, and you know what I'm saying. He's like, I've had like 1 million. And this is like my 1,000th one. I love
In
this.
reality, this is third.
This is the passion fruit flavor,
And he
whatever
spit
it
that shit out
is.
right after the camera.
And I'm drinking a passion fruit because I got a song.
And
Passion
so he
fruit.
was
It's all
drinking it.
marketing. It's marketing. And you was like, "Oh, you got a song passion
Was the
fruit. I'm
drink
gonna
at
get that
least decent,
kind."
So I was like, and
he said he didn't like the
this
drink.
is what I was excited to. Yeah, I did not like the drink.
But you didn't like it because it's Shea Mitchell's.
Oh my
If
god.
it was Drake's drink, he would have
Yo,
liked.
you know how crazy it would be if we met a fan in Philly and he told me I never said anything wrong. You would look at him and be like, "That he is dick riding,
Bro,
It's basketball,
and I'm not even trying to do all that.
He glazing.
I'm not even trying to do all that.
You said it's impossible for that man to make a bad song and he doesn't have one.
In my
He said
I'm quoted like I said Drake doesn't have a bad song. Drake doesn't have a bad song.
We not doing the Drake thing again.
That's what I said. I just said that. I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to do it.
Never dying. The people, until Anwar comes out and be able to criticize Drake without disrespecting him.
When he was talking about nothing into something, and he was talking about it over there, I was like, he loved that shit because it's that Drake
nothing
song.
into something.
Yeah. You literally have a conversation with Anwar and he says a Drake lyric.
I do. I talk in Drake lyrics.
That is true. That's true. Yeah.
I talk in Drake lyrics. Look.
Not talking Drake lyrics.
That's crazy.
You know what? I can't.
Drake probably doesn't even talk in Drake.
I quote James Bond a lot too, but y'all just don't be catching them because people aren't as aware.
Yeah, I only watched that James Bond from like a window. I don't want to see three niggas be James Bond. I like my one.
I feel that. Are you like that with Batman?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
That's Batman.
Yes. Only.
But at the same time, when I was younger, I'm drawing a blank.
George Clooney?
No. Before George Clooney.
I don't want to mess it up. I can't think.
Yeah,
but I know what you're talking about.
But there's another one
Yeah,
that I grew up with and I had to see. It took me a while to accept Christian Bale, but when I did, I'm like, okay, I fuck with.
He was
this.
cool, right?
Yeah. Then they also made him fly. He had like the Batmobile was kind of
He made him fly.
strong, cool. Yeah,
He made him fly.
So, but yeah, I'm like that. Like, Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man.
1,000%.
That's my
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
That's my
That's
That's the
Spider-Man
one we
for
grew
real.
up on.
That's my
So yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Tom Holland been putting in work though.
That's cool.
That's what
Oh,
KD
yeah,
be
they
saying.
good.
That's what
Tom
KD be
Holland
saying.
been putting in work.
I'm not shitting on the other two. I think they were great Spider-Mans, but
I think that Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man too, but I also think that Tom Holland is the best version of Spider-Man.
Okay.
He's the most
entertaining.
not even just that, the most comic book
Yes.
Related.
not what's the word represented. I don't know. Because fucking Tobey Maguire is like 36 years old. It
Right.
felt like in high school
Right.
catching shit.
But
And
back then in the movies, that was okay. They made him
right
look
now,
super young.
every
Right.
person was old. as hell
30-year-olds
in
was
those
playing high schoolers
Exactly.
all the
Yeah,
time.
like they did a great job making
We
them look
watched
young.
movies. Tom
Cheaper by
Holland
the
came in
dozen.
as a high schooler.
We went back and watched Cheaper by the Dozen as a family one day, and yeah, their oldest son is like 33.
Crazy.
Like I'm talking about got a kid in the family.
But he old as hell. And the dad is old as hell too.
Yeah, he is. But
But
I mean,
wait, you said he was in high
he
school?
had him as like,
Did y'all watch the Hannah Montana show back in the day?
yeah.
Yeah,
Her
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Her brother, he was like 30 something.
Yeah.
during the
Jack
show.
Crazy.
Yeah, bro, he was like 30 something when they were filming.
I didn't really think about it when I
Mine
was
was like
a kid.
17 and he was like 30. That's crazy.
He
Damn,
was
I
playing
didn't
the
know he
fuck
was
out
that
of a
old at that
teenager.
time.
Bro, he was playing the fuck out of a
Damn.
teenager
He
too.
did his job. Yeah, he did exactly. Some people age that well. You know, Tom Holland still right now look like he's 16,
For-
but
for
he's
real.
what 20 something. 20.
He's like
It's
our age.
crazy.
And he was in there too.
Huh?
Isn't he was in there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Lucky bitch.
Have you ever seen anything with his dad?
Mhm.
Utopia.
Oh, there you go.
They don't watch Utopia.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've only seen that last season. I didn't see.
You ain't seeing
No, I only Angie
Euphoria?
introduced me. Euphoria. I meant
Euphoria? Utopia is a
He said
cartoon
Utopia.
joint. He
Utopia.
I
said
did say
Utopia.
Utopia. I meant to
Oh.
say Euphoria. My
Euphoria, yeah.
Threw me off. I was like, what? She played an animal or something? Like,
Oh, that's
Utopia.
Zootopia.
Oh, Zootopia. It's
Which
like-
is also a fucking banger. I've watched it 3 times since Avery's been
Zootopia's
alive.
actually pretty damn
Yeah.
good.
Zootopia is about racism. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
bad. Oh wow.
It is so great.
Y'all like those type of movies?
Absolutely.
About racism? I love
Yeah.
that movie.
I mean, it has to be done right. I know a lot of movies that are like
tell me.
it's down your. I mean, I couldn't like just down your throat type shit.
I gotta make sure I don't watch. I like down your throat type racism movies. I
Okay.
shouldn't have said that shit.
Ooh,
That's
Lord.
gonna be clipped.
Clipped
Oh my god.
all the way out.
I like when they beat the dead horse with the racism in movies.
Okay.
It needs to be. There's no escape. It
I like that
happens and it
Zootopia
exists.
obviously is geared towards kids and
Yes.
introducing kids to like the biases that people have in different races and stuff. I think it's important for kids to understand that eventually.
Yeah, I
I
think
went
so
to a
too.
stand-up comedy show this weekend. And
You did, yeah. How was it?
It was good. And he
Oh,
was
okay.
like, he was like, people always talk about how they don't see color. And he was like, that's bullshit. He's like, you see color everywhere you go. You can't tell me you've never looked at someone and like never had a thought about their race. And I was like, true. Like
The classic.
people who say
That's
they
not
don't
very
see
funny though.
But no, it was more to it. I'm not.
I was-
I don't remember the whole
was it a
joke,
good show?
but that was the context that he was going into. I don't remember the whole joke.
Literally that's like saying my I got friends that are black.
Wait, did you enjoy the show though?
Yeah, it was a pretty good show. I liked it.
I went there once.
What was he?
He was black.
Okay.
There was a black guy, Puerto Rican, and a black girl.
Who was the funniest?
The Puerto Rican guy was pretty funny, but I think the black guy at the end, who was the main attraction, was the funniest.
I went there and the main attraction dude, he was old and he wasn't very funny, but
like
he
older
had
than our parents.
yes, he had one joke that made me crack up in tears, bro.
Really?
He said, because he's old, he said, my son went off to Costco and came back with a pack of 100 condoms. And he was like, if I had 100 condoms, I'd have to leave them in my will. To my son, I leave 96 condoms. And I thought that shit was so fucking funny, bro. I thought that shit was so
He got
fucking
both
funny in the
hands left
moment.
in him.
I also was high as fuck back then. So
No, it was funny, and then he was also like, y'all a tough crowd. Y'all laugh at this, but y'all don't laugh at that. Because he was really getting into like the controversial shit that would like go on in the world. And, like the crowd was sometimes like, oh,
Right.
But then they'll laugh at this. He'd be like, y'all doing this to y'allself. How y'all find this funny, but then not this?
sound like a motherfucker that's not funny.
If you can go to
I can't believe you're not laughing at me. This is my job.
If you could go to anybody's stand up, who would it be?
Dave Chappelle.
All time, yeah, I'm picking Dave Chappelle.
Prime.
Cat Williams is
Chris Rock.
Prime Cat Williams is great.
There's no other answer except Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace to Bernie.
Bernie
Mac.
Mac was good too.
Rest in peace to Bernie. I like
I'm
Chris
still
Rock
taking
was
Dave
great, too.
Chappelle. That's my nigga.
Chris Rock is on my Mount Rushmore of comedy.
Cat Williams is a different type of funny for me.
Yeah.
I'm a goofy, silly motherfucker, and he polar tink tink and all that shit. Like
Oh yeah.
He had a great run.
that shit. Like I was understanding that shit as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other shit, like Bernie Mac, him downstairs, like it go over your head. It went over my head when I needed my parents to explain some of this shit. So I like the cat because I was able to.
You was able to
I like
understand.
cat a lot.
The weed jokes when he talking about had you sitting on the counter
This
looking
shit
at the
here?
fridge.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
I bet it's
My
a lot of
mama-
food in that motherfucker.
My mom would still be like, you want to go night?
Yeah.
That shit was so funny. You had that shit on one of your iPods.
I
When we
don't
was
remember.
little. It was a whole cat. I think it was like.
Shout out to LimeWire.
It wasn't Pimp Chronicles. It was.
I need another Lavelle
Hustlin'.
Crawford one. That nigga's so funny.
I don't know why. Why Lavelle Crawford? didn't
Lavelle
hit for me?
Crawford.
He didn't hit
Lavelle
for me.
Crawford he funny as hell.
Who else is funny?
You know how Kyron can recite Friday word for word. I feel like I can do that with Martin Lawrence. You so crazy. Now it's been a few years, so maybe not, but I feel like I can recite
Wow.
that shit
He
line
got
for
that
line.
leather shit on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, You So Crazy was ridiculous, bro. And obviously he don't do stand up comedy anymore. But in his prime, Martin was the king.
Yeah.
You know what my mom always say is funny? Is it Eddie Murphy Delirious?
Delirious. I was just about to say that, bro. I
My
seen
mom love that shit.
it was where was I? I was somewhere and
You know who I
heard,
never watched? Not to cut you off. That might be
He
also.
loved it.
That might also be the guy I gotta say before I forget. Richard Pryor.
Richard
No,
Pryor is
oh,
that
Richard
man.
Pryor.
That's one of the main reasons I love Harlem Nights too.
Facts.
Shout out to
But
Richard Pryor, rest in
no,
peace.
somebody was talking about Eddie Murphy. It was like an old white dude. I don't know where I was, but he's like, that's my favorite stand up all time.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I thought it was more to this too.
That's not. That was just I was thinking about Delirious.
I don't. Do y'all Bill Burr?
I don't know who that is.
No, I
I
don't
didn't
got
hear
that.
I think I know who Bill Burr is.
I've only asking because we all mentioned
the
like
white guy with the
Ye-
little goatee.
yeah,
I
we
know
all
Bill Burr.
we all mentioned people of color because that's what we relate to, those type of comedy. And I've never been able to like relate to anybody else as far as comedy goes.
Not nobody.
I just mentioned Bill. I don't even know anything about Bill Burr. I just know he's a comedian.
Not to a T, but my mama used to put on this shit at night called the dry bar, the comedy dry bar or some shit, and you had different type of people there, and sometimes they has to be funny. But do I have a comedian that I'm just glued to? Like this white guy's funny? Not off the top of my mind. Bill Burr, I've seen some of his shit. What's the Mexican guy that people like?
Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah, people like.
He's pretty
him.
funny.
I'm just a different type. Like when you talk, like when Cat Williams be talking about hood shit, and you like, it's just so fucking funny, bro.
Yeah.
When Kevin Hart was talking about, I went to school and I told my teacher, my mama said, "Bitch, if you," that shit was so funny. He said, "What, ma? I told her exactly what you told me to say. You said to tell that bitch." And she was like, that shit is so fucking funny.
He
man.
said she got no nipple.
Yeah, shout out to
Kevin Hart used to be that fucking man,
I
bro.
was finna say,
Yeah.
you know, but I get it. He had to milk his bag and do all the movies with fucking Will Ferrell and shit. And
Now he doing them with The Rock.
yeah,
And now he doing shit with Keith Lee.
But you know,
Yeah.
I don't watch. I don't have no white comedians that I can really prop up like that.
Yeah.
But I have some white people that I think are so funny, and Jonah Hill is at the top of one of my lists. That motherfucker right there. That every movie I see with him,
I like him and Michael Cera.
Michael Cera's.
See.
You
gonna
he's
know
in
him.
Superbad too.
I'm thinking.
okay.
I know who I'm thinking about, but I can't
Is
remember
Michael?
his name.
Which one is he?
He the dude that
Main
looks like
character.
he the
okay.
dude that always looks like he could play a high school nigga.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
The white dude that be smoking with Snoop Dogg.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen's
He's
pretty
funny as
yeah.
fuck too.
Seth Rogen is funny.
He's fucked up. I mean, fucked up. He's funny too. Oh, Steve Carell.
Oh
How
shit!
fucking.
yes.
the
I've
guy.
never watched any. I know he does stand up. I've never.
Did we
even,
say
never
Will
seen him
Ferrell?
stand up.
Will Ferrell's that
He
nigga
does
too.
stand up?
He does stand up.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't know.
I don't know. He's a comedic actor. I've only seen him in
Yeah, I've only seen.
Okay,
him
Yeah,
off
I'm
the
only
media.
judging off the TV and
Yeah.
the Virgin
40-year version. That
movie.
40-year version.
Oh, the
is a classic.
Anchorman.
The Anchorman
Oh,
is that
true.
shit.
Anchorman. Yeah, no, I've
True.
seen a lot
True.
more movies than I thought.
40-year version is so fucking funny.
It's so good, bro.
It is so fucking funny. And so is The Office. Like,
Yeah.
I literally only watch The Office in the seasons that Steve is there. Once he's off the show, I don't watch that shit. I don't want to see Ashton Kutcher. I don't want to see fucking
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. I want to see Steve Carell. He is so fucking funny, man.
Yes.
Like, it is amazing how I can just,
He glazing.
But then you watch
Yeah,
that
yeah.
show where he wasn't a like
No, I haven't watched it
you
yet.
haven't watched. He was like a therapist,
Serious
and,
role.
and he was
Yeah.
a very serious role. And Suzanne watched it, and she said he was great in it. And I was like, he didn't crack one joke. She said he didn't crack
Wait,
one.
I
what movie
found-
was that?
I don't know the name of it. It's
I
like the
found that
psychologist
out
maybe.
I might have seen that
actors.
too.
They have this thing
Mhm.
where, like, when you're funny, everybody wants you to do funny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they all have
Yeah.
this artistic value in themselves where they want to do serious shit as well because they have more depth than people. And I remember thinking that about Mark. Like, I love Mark. That's my homie. That's one of the closest people we've met in this shit. But it's like
He can do a lot more.
every time a person see you, they want you to make them laugh. They
Yeah.
want you to be
Yeah.
silly and goofy.
It's got to be
I know
exhausting.
it's exhausting.
Like, it's
I
gotta
know
be
it is.
exhausting.
Just see me on the street. Hey, do that thing.
Right.
Motherfucker.
You know he got a skit about like that.
Oh, he
And
did?
it was like really well done. It make me think that they about to do more where like he met some dude in the parking garage like, oh yeah,
Oh,
you
yes.
RDC, right?
That
I used
shit
to
was
love
hot.
your
That
shit.
quality on that was
I'm
big.
telling you, bro,
That
like
shit
they
was-
get in their bag. I
that
think
shit
that
was good.
this
Yeah.
next whatever is gonna be a lot. Maybe I won't say a lot less of like locker room shit, but I think they really trying to get in their bag because they also did one where they were robbing a bank. And
Yep, I seen that. There was action and shit.
They were
Yep.
acting their ass off.
Yep.
They got it, bro. They can do it.
That parking lot shit was.
That parking lot
That
shit
nigga
is
Desmond be
great,
playing
bro.
everybody.
How did that end again?
The dude pulled a gun.
Gun. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know they got some shit going on. They also got an anime that's coming out, or is it a manga? They're doing something like they because they're all individual people, but they're hive minded. You can have one of them go off and Dylan is screaming while Mark is doing this, and Af is making music, and you know.
And he performed at
Dreamcast.
Which was so cool to
It
see
was
him
cool, yeah.
in his element. Yeah.
What do you do? Ashwagandha. Remember that? That was the name of the song, Ashwagandha.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
I'm different. I thought it was called I'm different.
He might have did more than one song, but 100% he did Ashwagandha.
I'm glad you just said that because I got to stop at Whole Foods and get me some more ashwagandha. I just ran through that shit.
Yeah, but I feel the same way about us. Like I think most people here see us as the Through the Wire basketball podcast, but obviously everybody here is talented and they own little shit. And in the future, we're gonna have opportunities to not just be like, oh, let's talk about the Lakers and boom, boom, boom. And it's gonna be some fun shit coming up.
No, yeah, because I feel that same thing with the Mark shit. Like every time you see me, I don't have to talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
for
that is
sure.
so insulting.
I was on a business call yesterday, and he was like, before we get into it, can we talk about my Lakers? I'm like, fuck, bro.
Oh my god.
Sure.
That
What do
is
you want to
so
say?
insulting to think every time you see me, I must talk about basketball.
That's how them niggas be at the gym, bro. It's one dude that
That's
always
how my
be
uncle
there.
be at the barbershop. It's
He
like,
don't
bro,
even
y'all
say
niggas
shit
don't
about
even
the like
work.
what's going on now. He be like, give me your top 5 all the time. I'm like, nigga, I just be walking away, bro.
Yeah.
I'm finna go hoop.
I've had to like stop going to barbershops for that specific reason, or, like switch barbers.
I came.
'Cause
My
I
uncle
don't-
is my barber.
True.
In his own barbershop.
I don't want to like if I'm there. I don't want like the new guy, the guy that we go to. He, what up? How's your weekend? Good. Same thing. Yeah. And that's like the extent of everything. You know,
I
he don't
just-
push unless you do. Like if I start a conversation with him, he'd talk, but he just be cutting your
The
hair.
last time I got a haircut, a dude walked in and was like, "Oh, Chris, this your nephew you be talking about?" my uncle, Michael Finley. His own career is really Michael Finley. But everything had to be about basketball, and I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I was with Luka. We was at Dirk. He had the pictures and shit. But it's like,
no, it's just fun.
Yeah, it is. But it's just like, what am I supposed to do
with that information? Yeah.
And then you know what he was saying when I was walking out? Gotta have me on the podcast.
That's everybody's favorite shit.
Wow.
When you gonna have me on the podcast?
By the way, that's the most offensive thing that a person can ever say. You know why? Because them motherfuckers would never see Stephen A and think that they can go in this. But this is real. This isn't the homie in the basement shit no more. This is big. This is established.
We gain nothing from having you on a podcast.
Literally.
We probably actually lose viewers.
Like this
is broke.
This ain't some shit you can just come on.
Yeah.
We passed that. Like
We
Right.
turned down like people that are legit in the business.
Literally.
Because we didn't think that they added much value. Not saying that they didn't add value to our show.
Yeah.
You think
Right.
that you're gonna walk into a barbershop and be like, oh, Pierre gonna be like, you know what, come in on Tuesday and at 10 o'clock. We got you, bro.
Nigga, man, he talking
you.
about mid-argument. He talking about, nah, we gonna finish this on the podcast. I got something for your ass.
Business-wise, we can't even do that because you're liable to come on here and say a racial slur, homophobic slur. Like, you can disrespect a player too much. Like, that's corporate and all type. Like, it literally, even if I did, was like, you would be good. Literally can't put you on here because who are you liable for and who's responsible for you if you say that? If you just go off the rails, or if Mike say some shit and you want to get in his face, like who's responsible for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work. This is real. This is professional. This is.
Imagine giving John a mic, our friend John.
Oh my God. Imagine Kyron. I was on the behind the
Kyron.
scenes saying Kyron used to watch games and be like, oh, LeBron fell. I hope he tore his ACL. He used to say shit like that. You can't come on here and say that. And I'm sorry, Kyron, to put you out there, but you used to say it. It was Kyron is the one.
Kyron don't care.
Yeah, he literally don't give a
He
fuck.
watched the episodes though.
He does. He was at the Anwar things telling Anwar about the shit
He
he
was.
saying.
And I thought y'all said something
It was
to
the
him.
same day. He
No.
don't play.
I
If
thought
he at
y'all
work
said
and we
something
drop,
to him.
he will listen at work.
Okay.
So
He
that's
came in there like, hey, you crazy.
I was like,
I also said something on the podcast like, I'm gonna bring my Switch. He was
Oh,
on the
yeah,
Switch and I was
right.
talking about
Yeah.
And he said that. I was like, yo ass, watch that shit that fast. You crazy.
how does
Yeah, that was
you remember
3-hour
last
episode.
time we were at Mike's house? How Kyron just showed up at the door knocking and shit.
He just
Yeah.
be getting
He
in.
did it
He did it
again.
again.
Oh, wow.
And we asked, how the fuck you keep getting in
said,
the
"I'm
building?
black."
He said, I'm black. It's like, that'll get you in the building.
You know what he be doing? He must be taking his ID and sliding it in.
No, he not.
No, he probably just wait for
Wait for
he just
somebody.
probably wait for somebody to walk out.
But
That's
even
some-
That's crazy.
Even that
dumb
is
shit.
That's some crazy shit.
Or you
sit
could just have.
outside
He
of.
also could have good time, and somebody's always
True.
walking out as he's
I was
coming.
gonna
in.
say, yeah. I feel like the foot traffic not that crazy, especially at that
It's
time
a
of
big
night.
ass
It's a big ass
building,
building,
though.
though.
So
It is big.
I said that because motherfuckers used to do that at the Plex. Like, oh, bro.
Wow.
In my building, the lock was always broke. Motherfuckers are just
Because
walk
motherfuckers
in.
doing
Yeah.
that. That's how it get broken. And they start having motherfuckers patrolling because it's like, bro, why y'all breaking these doors with doing that shit? Just to sit in the hallway with your homie.
Yeah.
And he's about to come get you.
It was good to see our boy Caleb for the first time in years.
Oh,
Right?
Last time I mean, I have no ill will to him, but that's more of y'all homie.
Mhm.
Last time I seen him, he didn't have hair.
Yeah, and his
Got
shit like
dreads and shit
down
now.
here too.
Like, damn.
He a dude that like you don't talk to often, but when you do, he always got a lot
Yeah.
of story. Like he was telling us about when he was in Cancun. I don't know if you were there for that conversation.
No,
I sure as hell wasn't, or I was too cold to pay attention.
This was at the suit fitting,
Oh.
so we were kind of broken up, and I will tell y'all after the pod the shit that he went through in
Oh, you done got
Cancun.
the fucking
I know,
fans
I know.
hyped up.
But he,
To
you know his history. You know his history is something along those lines.
oh,
So to
I think
save
it kind
them-
of put it in perspective. Not
So-
perspective, but I understand what you're saying.
So this don't end on a cliffhanger. I remember when Darrick, I'm gonna talk about it off the pod.
Oh, that's
I was
crazy.
fucking with you. I had to say.
I appreciate y'all watching and listening to this episode of Through the Wire podcast. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. I kind of like the idea of having them put something in the comments section if they watch the whole thing, because I saw a lot of Drake is mid in the comments of last
know why?
episode.
Also, it's timestamps.
Timestamps are now
So
a
they
thing
can
now.
see
Yeah.
Drake, Anwar.
Shout out to the team.
It's Anwar dick riding Drake, and they instantly are like,
Go to it. What do y'all want them to put in the comment section this time around? If they
I want
watch
them
the whole
to. I want them to say what they think we take for granted,
thing?
or what we shouldn't take for granted, or
What was their favorite moment from the years of us doing this?
or what they would say if they met us, or who thinks that they're
Damn, this 7th
I know.
question.
Yeah, let's pick
Or-
one. Let's
I'm
pick
saying,
one.
or-
Let's pick
or
one.
who thinks they cool, who thinks that they're like, I'm a cool fan, like I don't do too much, I
Right.
could hang out with y'all.
I was more thinking of them
No,
saying
no.
3 words.
Right.
I was gonna say, ask them what's the most disrespectful thing you could say to Pierre. Oh, I guess to the podcast. Talking about, can you be on the podcast? Because you said we legit.
Answer one of those 12 questions in the comment section,
What are the 12?
and we'll know
Who y'all
exactly.
favorite on this bitch? Let's get messy. Who y'all favorite and least favorite?
All right, we'll see y'all on Saturday, man.
Peace.
Peace.